Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you happen to be in the world. Welcome to Trader TV Live. We are looking at slight gains for North American stock futures once again this morning. Coming off the highs slightly, whole bunch of earnings to get through this morning once again. We also got the ADP private payrolls number out this morning, showing that more than 20 million private payroll jobs lost in the U.S. last month. The largest number since the agency started reporting that number. So that number obviously coming ahead of Friday's non-farm payrolls number. Everyone expecting that to be much larger than expected as well. Some analysts writing last night, I was reading that we could see depression era percentage numbers when it comes to the unemployment rate in the U.S. on Friday morning. So that is still to come obviously this week. But yeah, more than 20 million private payrolls lost in April in the U.S. We also have oil back in positive territory for the fifth straight session in a row. Market looking to extend overall a two-session winning streak. We have Beyond Meat shares in play this morning, moving higher. Pinterest, Disney to get through. Whole bunch of earnings news to get through this morning. It's Wednesday, May 6, 2020. Trader TV Live starts now. And there we go. Look at Asian markets from overnight. Yeah, a bit of a mixed story when it comes to the APAC region. Overnight had Japan and Australia to the downside. Everything else solidly higher there. Nice gains for both Chinese markets there, up more than 1%. Let's shift over to Europe and have a look at how things are shaping up. Yeah, a bit of a mixed story here so far as well. We have Germany, France, Italy all to the downside. Spain as well. England and the Swiss market moving higher so far. Let's shift over to North America and see how North American futures are looking. Yeah, as I mentioned, well off the highs of the morning, but still mostly positive here across the board. The S&P, the Dow, the NASDAQ all looking nicely higher. TSX futures here in Toronto up about 0.6%. Brazil's open already down 1%. Look at Bitcoin having a nice day, 3% to the upside. We have crude oil back in negative territory. That has reversed an early gain, was higher when I sat down. Gold futures also now back in negative territory as well. A little bit of underlying optimism, I think, going into the morning here, guys, although we are still looking at significant numbers when it comes to COVID-19, obviously south of the border. Now more than 1.1 million cases confirmed in the U.S. and more than 70,000 deaths. However, states like California looking to reopen some of their retail stores and outlets as soon as Friday. So a little bit of underlying positivity coming this morning, guys.
Yeah, I mean, certainly everyone's looking forward to things reopening and how that's going to play out. Certainly people are eyeing things like when Disney opens up in Shanghai next week on the 11th. I think the real story is going to be individually a lot of these earnings that came through. I mean, you've got Pinterest getting absolutely destroyed here. You have interesting numbers coming out of GM. You mentioned some of the other names there. Beyond Meat's making an incredible move to the upside. I think we'll be heavily looking at Disney as well. It's going to be a good day today in terms of volatility. In the individual names, at least, can't always speak for the market. But I want to drop some of these numbers here that we got from yesterday. New York leading the way. Top trader by market at Daytrade the World. So the top trader trading in New York made $28,000 in that market. Number two, Turkey, 18,000 actually pulled out of that European market. You will see that from time to time. There's big volatility trading there, so it's a good thing that we have that market available. And then NASDAQ coming in at number three, someone pulling 17,500 out of that. Germany, 8,500, Canada, 8,000, so good numbers across the board. I think for us here today, the earnings could really be a lot of the story here, Sean.
Yeah, I mean, look, I thought Disney today, I was tweeting it out actually. Hey, what's going on, guys? I thought Disney today would be down, and it's not. It's up today, so, well, it's flat. We'll see what happens there. But yeah, it reports of Beyond Meat release now. We have CVS coming through. We have Neo with a nice little, bump in car sales here. Carnival Cruise Line's not doing too much, but, one of our favorites here, I'm going to hit, where's the to the moon here? If I can find a Virgin Galactic as well today. So look, there's lots of names on tack here. I'm still looking to short Disney, so I'll be talking about that. I don't want to stand in front of the Beyond Meat train that apparently is taking off as well. So lots to trade today, and glad you guys are with us. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. Let's go.
Yeah, lots to get to this morning. NIO, an interesting one this morning, reporting higher than expected monthly car sales. Once again, I think 3 months in a row now for NIO as far as sales go. We'll get to that one coming up. First, let's go over to the desk and say good morning to Valeria.
Hello dear viewers, and welcome to the live trading show. I wish you a great trading day, and we are here to make it even better. Hopefully we will be helpful and entertaining, and you will catch our energy. I'll see you later and back to traders.
All right, let's jump right into things here. We'll get going as far as the earnings parade is concerned this morning. Pinterest, the first one we'll talk about. They announced Q1 revenue grew by 35% year over year to 272 million. Global monthly active users, that number that social media platforms tend to kind of lean on, was up 26% year over year to 367 million. However, they did post a net loss of 141 million for the first quarter, pointing to a sharp drawdown in ad revenue because of the coronavirus. They also declined to provide any kind of forward-looking guidance. We saw Facebook, we saw Twitter come out and give a little bit of an upbeat talk as far as what is to come for the rest of the year. But Pinterest not doing that, guys. So yeah, big hit here, 15% to the downside this morning.
Yeah, another issue, of course, there with Pinterest was as revenue went up, I mean, some of their costs were going up, and not necessarily with revenue, but with the individual users. So as they get increased demand because everyone's on lockdown, maybe get more activity, their costs were rising a little too high, and that just definitely weighed on their earnings, and they're getting beaten up for it here. I am looking to see if it can fill that gap in Pinterest. We've seen it be a good runner from time to time. I'm looking immediately at the 1780 mark. It's done 1 million shares in the pre-market. I want to show you the daily chart here, just showing you how it had the hard reverse off of this $21.50 to $22 area. There is a little bit of support down here in the 16 to 16.50 range if it happens to drop another dollar or so. So that's at least worth watching. My initial shot will be to try and take the long, see if it can refill some of this gap on Pinterest.
Yeah, I don't mind that play at all. I actually don't mind $18 on Pinterest. If you guys see here, the market on open order, if you guys go to my screen here, you'll see that you have 363,000 shares to sell. So that's going to be coming through the New York Stock Exchange market on open. So if you're looking at Pinterest right now, kind of surprising that it's taking this move upside. But yeah, I like just an 18 break. It's a nice even dollar value. You do get this little fill gap here of 1880. Where it was sort of trading yesterday, and then yesterday's close all the way up here at 21. So yeah, down 15%. I don't know if people are going to get short squeezed. I mean, when you look at it, I know we just looked at the daily chart there, but I'm not sure this is like a short squeeze thing. People may be short up here, 21, 22. This report down 15%. I think people would like to see Pinterest probably back near $10, $11. So there is room for this thing to fall. You get your 50-period moving average right here at 1680. That could come into play. I know Neil was talking about 17 and 1680 as some support. So there it is right there. If you're going long, get out if it breaks, 1675, 1650 or so. But I don't mind. I actually don't mind Pinterest. Social media has been hot, as we know. So.
All right, guys, let's go to Disney. Sean, you're mentioning it there a little bit at the top, reporting worse than expected fiscal second quarter results. They also slashed their semi-annual dividend in an effort to save $1.6 billion in cash. EPS was down 63% to 60 cents versus an 89-cent estimate. Net income from continuing operations down 91% to $475 million during the same comparative period. So, yeah, we were just noting before we came on there at 9 o'clock that Disney's positive, guys. What do we think of this?
I keep talking about it in the chat there. I know, Kevin, you're on it as well. I know Neil and I have talked about this, and I think a lot of us have today. But, they're suspending their quarterly dividend. Disney's supposed to be one of the strongest balance sheets out there. And now they're suspending their dividend, their semi-annual, to save that $1.6 billion. So I'm not 100% sure here where we're going with Disney. I thought, and like I've been tweeting out, that we would be below, for sure below $100. I thought we'd be breaking these lows here. They're talking about suspending their dividend. You're coming all the way down. Yesterday, it's been a rough little ride for Disney. We were at 114 not too long ago. Now today we just start climbing back, and maybe why? Shanghai's maybe going to open up. Neil has some thoughts on that. I just don't think Disney has much room to go here. And who's going to buy it up here? We got to 113 a few days ago. Now we've just fallen back down. Maybe people knew that there might be some balance sheet problems here. And then this is that $97, $98 range. I mean, that's where I thought we would break through. I'm still looking for that to happen today. So I'm looking basically, guys, there's VWAP here at $100.68. I'd probably wait for $100.50, and then we're going to be hammer time short. I mean, that's just what I'm going to do, and give it to maybe this top, maybe even up here 103 or so. But I like Disney to the short side. I see no reason why this thing needs to be going up.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised by that little bounce. I mean, it's actually at flat right now, just sort of teetering back and forth. I was looking at the daily chart here, 102.70 a few sessions ago. Back in if you go back to last week, there was a bit of a top there for a few days, and I think that could turn into a little bit of a resistance point. If there is any buying up here, it's tried to go past the 101.70. I think it might be able to get $1 higher or so. These are aftermarket prices when you're seeing it trade at 103. That's on relatively lighter volume. So I think if it gets into that chop range, that 102.70, into those post-market highs, that could be an awesome fading opportunity if you're a shorter, let alone grabbing a 100 break or something like that on the way back in Disney. I think you gotta have a flexible approach to how you want to short this one, because I wasn't expecting it to pop $2 here already in the pre-market, so I wouldn't rule out that there's some buyers off the open that you might want to sell into if you think it's a turnaround.
Next one here, Beyond Meat, guys, always an exciting name to have a look at throughout the day. They pointed to higher supermarket sales in their latest quarter, beating handily. Really nice quarter for Beyond Meat, even though the food services industry sales came in 23% lower than the company estimated. So we saw a 12% jump in supermarket sales, offsetting that decline from restaurants. Overall, net sales more than doubled to $97.1 million, beating expectations of $88.3. So really strong so far in the pre-market here for Beyond Meat, although we are back to, I guess, 109, bit of a pivot for this thing.
I got to find the stock logo.
Yeah, hit it, because Beyond Meat is absolutely a big-time runner, up that 9.5%. I love it. There you go. I mean, people have been talking about supply shortages as well. I think certainly when that happens in protein, you're going to see some bump up for Beyond Meat. It's running up to this level, that 117 that's been talked about. I'm not sure it necessarily has the juice to get there. The last time it made its run, it did slow down in and around this price. But you do have a nice little support level, about $5 or $6 below this. So it's in a big channel, which does give you some opportunity in either direction. Like, I wouldn't rule out the chance to be able to take a quick short if it were to break the low of the day. It does have a couple of bucks to that support area. I do think I would much rather approach a selling opportunity to catch a bounce, or look at a break through maybe 111 or so, not even waiting for the pre-market high. I think at that point, you're running to that 117. It's just a better value proposition maybe to grab 111 as opposed to grabbing a 113 break.
I mean, this thing was $50 not too long ago, so the bulls are running here today on Beyond Meat, and have been for a while. Look, I'm not going to, like I said this when we started, I'm not going to stand in front of any trains here. I do like this break of 112 up top side here. You got VWAP at 110.50. This is a 1 minute chart. I see a lot of you guys asking Kevin some different charts that he's using and we're using, so this is just a 1 minute chart. There's a lot of garbage right here, so I think if you could get above maybe 111.25 right here, 111.35 or so, then you go long, and then you cannot disregard this top 12.85. So I mean, I got my orders in there. Look, retail sales up 12%. That's going to be a driving force. We know here QSR, that's Tim Hortons, Burger King, Popeyes. They're testing it out there. McDonald's might have a deal with them on the PLT, the plant-based BLT, I guess. So yeah, they're going to go with them as well. And Starbucks now with Beyond Meat. So look, I mean, that's all going to count for them. And as the world gets going back, I think Beyond Meat is a great call. There's a lot of sustainability issues in the world today, and Beyond Meat kind of solves a little bit of that, and they're the first movers. We had Mies Schneider on the other day, and I think there's Tyson Foods, and then there's Beyond, and there's not really anybody else right now. So Beyond Meat for me is a win, and we take it through 111.30 or so. Damn it, I just hope it doesn't happen before the market opens here. 111.30, and then maybe 13, not maybe, but it is a 13 break, guys.
Just threw that out there on Uber, guys, cutting 3,700 jobs. Looks like, according to this headline, mostly in the customer support and recruiting side for those job cuts. They also said CEO is going to waive base salary for the year. So little headline On Uber, just saw a little bit of a move to the downside there for the stock if you were looking at Uber. Virgin Galactic Space, Sean, you were talking about this one a little bit. They are opening higher this morning after reporting Q1 revenue of $238,000. Over 400 participants paid the deposit, enrolling in their One Small Step program. 400 refundable deposits would equate to about $100 million in revenue down the road if those all equated to full ticket price sales. So Space, yeah, getting a nice bump to the upside. I still had Uber up here, guys, but yeah, down 1.3% for Uber. But you can have a look at Space here, guys, moving to the upside.
Yeah, Space is, I just hit the to the moon here. I do have beyond here, just letting you guys know, I do have a 111.50 order in to go. I think it's going to break that soon. Okay, SPCE, Space, let's go. I wrote down $18 to the top side here, up 6%. And again, this is just an 18. That's where we sort of met yesterday. We got some resistance up here at 18.50. 16.40 yesterday close, you get upside. This is just one of those, like we like to say on our floor, potato stocks, I guess. People getting really excited, they come in and they just buy whatever they can get their hands on, similar to Tesla. I think when you get Space and good news, you're going to get a lot of retail buyers coming in with Robinhood and a lot of these other retail platforms that are open now. There's equity flowing into some of these names. We know how great Space can be, but we got as high as $43. And this is kind of what I'm talking about. When it gets ramped up, it gets to going. I don't know if that's going to happen now, but we're bunched up here. You break through 19, it's probably a party back to 25, 26. Otherwise, you have 16, 17 as a bottom. So I like it long here through $18. And why not take a shot?
Yeah, I think it's a reasonable one. I think the channel that it's in is going to be the key. You've seen the moves that it's had before. That 16 to 19 is the story. You're either playing a run into that and then hoping for a break of that 19 price, but there could be some juice for a day trade inside there. We actually have some locates free, so we're able to go both directions in Space. So I'll wait that one out for the first few minutes there. We'll get to some of the small caps in just a bit, but I do have a position in CPSH, and we're watching Beyond, which is perilously close to that 111 mark, Brennan.
All right, guys, let's go to GM, another earnings name from the pre-market here. Moving higher, nice look actually for GM. Just had a look at the chart once again. They reported a surprise $294 million profit for the first quarter, despite a fall in sales from the coronavirus and a decline in factory production as well. Revenue did slip 6.2% to $32.7 million in the quarter. That was down from $34.9 billion a year ago. So yeah, we're higher for GM here, guys. Nicely, 7.5%, kind of grinding along day highs even up here.
I mean, yeah. Kevin keeps talking about this. So yeah, maybe Kevin post a key level there in GM. I don't know. I mean, I just wrote down $23. It's very, very strong. I know, Neil, you might have been ready to say something there, but what were you thinking? 23 as well here?
No, for a break, 23 certainly. I had a level that I really, really liked at $21.95, $22. I mean, if you look at the moves in the last couple of days, it's a nice breakout through that price. So any profit selling, I feel like it's going to find support down there. So you got to watch that one. I like to have an idea just in case things don't go to plan. If it tries to break through 23 and can't do it, and I like the long at some point, I think buying will step up. I look to find a support level. So that's the one I'm watching, $21.95. It's more of a previous resistance. It's a guess that I think there will be support down there based on what I see in the chart. So I do like that break, but I also am geared up, ready to buy a pullback on GM if it gets anywhere near that $21.95.
Yeah, and I just want to, Eric, you're talking there. I know I'll address this. Eric's been a big supporter of the show. No, on Beyond Meat, I'm actually looking to go long only today for a little bit. And if it breaks through 107, then we'll go short. What I'm looking for here on Beyond, only because I might get into this trade soon, so you guys might want it. It's only 9:18. I hate getting in early, so we'll be a little light on this one. But it's just this kind of a break right here, 11.22, 11.50. I mean, it's going to happen right now. So I'm going to try to go long right now, 11.20-ish, hoping to get to this 113 level, which will be busting through upside as well. That's 112.85. Here it comes. So we're going to get into Beyond Meat most likely pretty soon, guys.
All right, guys, let's go to Wendy's. The restaurant operator reporting a surprise increase in same-store sales over the past couple of weeks after a huge plunge, obviously, in March and April. So already seeing a bounce back in activity and foot traffic in stores for the beginning of May. Earnings per share, 9 cents. Adjusted revenue was $405 million. million. The burger chain reported fiscal first quarter net income of $14.4 million, or about 6 cents per share. That was down from $31.8 million, or 14 cents per share in the same period a year ago. So Wendy's, yeah, nicely higher here, 8.25% to the upside.
Yeah, I mean, the story with Wendy's is going to be something you'll hear us say quite often, and it's going to be a volume one for me. It's not that it's terrible, but, you know, at the end of the day, 180,000 shares, when we have this many names in play to watch, is beyond me. Just trickled in for me, and I'm already in a small cap, and we have Pinterest moving. 180,000 shares doesn't excite me too much. I was having a look at it. However, you do have some resistance coming in at $21 if you wanted to look to fade that. It did try to get there last week and then popped right back to the downside. So I do feel like, you know, if you get an opportunity a little bit later in the session when some volume's kicked in and there's a bit of a wall at that price, yeah, go ahead and I might look for a rollover there at Wendy's. Other than that, I'm not watching the stock at all. So just at 21 and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, Wendy's, I don't have much, huge amount of interest in here, but Beyond Meat, like we just talked about it, I'm long 111.45. I just put that in the chat there. You could take it out here if you wanted the quick 50 cents. I'm gonna wait for about a 112.50 or so. I still think we get up here, right? So here it is already, guys. If you're in with us here, it's already a big winner. I may take off a third right here as we're bumping up to 112, but yeah, guys. Punch this one out, and there you go. Already giving you guys a nice little 50 plus. Here it goes. It's going to break through 112. I mean, we're long Beyond Meat right now, and I'm getting excited already. 111.45. It may take some. I mean, there it goes. It's just bouncing off 112. I don't think it's really going to matter. I may take off a third right now, but a quick little 50-cent winner there. So there you go, guys. Quick little swish action, hopefully for Neil and I, if this thing holds up. Don't count your chickens before they hatch, though, guys.
All right, guys, let's go to the cruise line operators. Neil, you want volume? Norwegian, 17 million shares already today in the pre-market. Obviously, yesterday they came out with a big debt raise. They also said there's concerns about cash on hand and continuing operations, depending on how long this shutdown continues. The company also announced it has identified $515 million in capex reductions, or possible capex reductions going forward. Worth noting, CCL and RCL also up this morning in the pre-market about 2%. But the big volume gainer so far today is Norwegian here, 4.6%.
A big gainer, obviously. They're looking to make a raise. 10.68 was a level, but $1 from here, so it's made a nice bounce off of this this support level. We sort of were talking about this one a little bit yesterday. GM just triggered into the long, guys. 23 just broke on that name. I'll get to that in a quick second there, but you do get a nice bounce. It found support. We're now trying to run away from it. There's a lot of room to come back to the upside on NCLH. I do prefer, and I'll always sort of come back to Carnival. I just feel like it's such a good day trading stock, and it has been, and I don't want to jump away from the well. It's looking like that 1350 area, and we were watching this a few sessions ago. It's been a key one for us. 1350 to 1360 is a bit of a break price. That's right in the middle of this pre-market high here. Whoa, okay, arrow's up there. I actually just got the $1.50 on Beyond Meat. Look, I'm taking that one out in front of the pre-market high. We did mention that 113. I like the proposition of that 111 on a pre-market trade. For me, we'll see what happens when it does open up, if we can take 113 or if we get a bounce back. But Carnival, I am looking to see if we can take along through that high, and then using that 1350 as a bit of a stop. So I think the first trade to the long side in the cruise ships will definitely be with a tighter stop if it's going to be off of the open. And then after we have a range, I think you can give it a little bit more room.
Yeah, I'm not even, I haven't looked at anything. And here goes Beyond Meat, guys. We've still got this one. So bang! Huge winner off the open. A nice little $1.50 winner right now. Like Neil just mentioned, we're still in this. We get out some right here. This is why you tune in, guys. I mean, we're already rocking and rolling at 113. This is that hammer time level. Obviously, I actually wish this didn't happen right now because I'd rather be in this when it did happen. It's too early right now. It's not even 9:30. I'm going to wait for liquidity to come into this one, but a huge little winner off the top here on BYND, Brendan. This is why we do the show, buddy.
Yeah, running into the open. Nice look there for Beyond Meat. I want to make sure we get to NIO here, guys. The electric car maker provided an update on April delivery numbers that was better than expected, to say the least. The company has now delivered 6,993 vehicles on the year on 2020, 3,155 of those coming in the month of April. That is a 105% uptick year over year. Or month over month, I should say, for deliveries. So, yeah, almost 10% here, guys, to the upside for NIO.
Yeah, I mean, this stock is sort of one of those ones that it'll frustrate me from time to time, but when it does volume, you sort of have to be involved. You just got to understand, for a $3.60 name, it'll do so much volume, and it's done $5 million already. 5-cent, 10-cent wins can be the name of the game at times. I had a few levels written down already. 365 and 375 are going to come up very, very close as possible resistance here. You can see we've already made a massive bounce from the bottom. We crossed through a major pivot area at 290 to 3 even. So you are seeing an extended move here that is likely to run into a bit of resistance at that 375 mark, guys. So my initial thought is to look to fade that once we pounce up into that range. That's usually worked for me on NEO. Just got to make sure, of course, that you have the locates and the ability to go short. So NEO definitely a good one today. We'll be watching it rather heavily. GM broke that 23, but then came right back. It's basically at flat at 23 even. So we'll be watching that one very closely, looking relatively strong so far today.
Yeah, GM, good look there, and yeah, I know Kevin's been talking about that, and we did talk about GM. Let's just check out rate on Disney here as we get close to the open. We'll have Vitaly ringing the bell today. Man, Disney's still up here, 101 and change, so that's good. We're still waiting for that $150. Brendan at the big screen, what's up, bud?
Yeah, a little small cap, guys. Not a lot going on in the small cap world this morning, but this one, the most obvious one, CPSH, still about 70% to the upside. This was earnings. This is a little company that works with manufacturers and transportation companies on the material side of things. So 65% after earnings came in much higher than expected. So they did report a quarterly profit, which was unexpected. So $2 the line here, above that $2.20. So big wall obviously in the pre-market here at $2. So pretty obvious level there. And then $2.20 above that should get a retest down here. 140, 150 was where this thing was trading yesterday, guys.
Yeah, absolutely, and I'm going to go with a slap shot for that one because I did double into this. I watched it consolidate lower. This is a setup that I like on a retracement. It's nice, calm action on decent volume, and then it starts to roll over through the pre-market bottom. I always take it like 20% out, whatever it might be, and we did grab this out for about a 10-cent win on the first 20%, and then we look to see if we can hold it for a bigger flush. Brendan talked about a $1.12 where it was yesterday. You look at it in the aftermarket, right in the middle of that 50% sort of retracement move would put you in that 140 to 150 mark. So I think that's a reasonable target. If we break 180, we'll start to get rolling on CPSH. Try it on MVIS, but man, that sucker is strong. It bounced through that 145 mark, which was my stop. We'll get to that one in just a little bit, but we're not involved in it. I only have a GM long and this CPSH short going into the open here with about 3 minutes to go, Sean.
Yeah, 108 here. I'm just looking at Beyond. It still looks very strong. Going to wait for 113 to break. Going to look for Disney to break. Going to look at, oh, that's what I was looking at. I was looking at Pinterest here, actually. Okay, so the problem with Pinterest is, let's check out our imbalance locator as we have 3 minutes to go. What is this? SOAC.UN. It's just a little guy here. Only 124 shares in volume, so that's nothing. But Pinterest has this big sell here, and it's not really selling off. So to me, that's a pretty good indicator that we may get that 18 break today. So let's wait for Pinterest on an 18 break. I just want to check in what was going on there. NIO, of course, the company NEO, stock NIO. We'll see what happens here. 363 or so to the top side. Yeah, it's already up 9%. I've seen this play before. I know we talked about maybe going long off momentum here, guys, but I may look to fade this stock as it comes back down. Some of these Chinese stocks, just don't know if they're to be trusted right now. There's a lot of tariff issues. Obviously, I don't need to tell you guys if you're watching the show about this. So, okay, NIO coming in here a little bit as well. And then Disney. Wow, Disney just looking to break the top. I just was not expecting this. I actually don't even have really any upside targets.
I was going to say the same thing, Sean. I don't have much of anything in terms of long plays yet for Disney, but Kevin, a good look there. And you guys like the floss, so we're going to do it here. I'm surprised Larry didn't even know what flossing was. That's a little bit weird to me. I thought I was the one that didn't understand these hip things.
He knows what flossing
I just took 20 cents off on the first third here. Yeah. When it comes to GM, I'm not sure how much juice we have past the next $1.50 or so. I think once you start running up, there was a bit of a double top before it turned around heading into these earnings with about a minute to go. So I want to see if we can catch a trend here, but I want to make sure I'm taking profit along the way on General Motors. And I think you get 20 cents, you get 40, you get 60. That's a good return on GM. You don't always get those dollar moves, and it's got resistance at 24.50 if you're looking at for swing trading or whatever it might be, your personal time frame. So with about a minute to go here, guys, I know there's some small caps that you guys are interested in. I'll give you only one before we get to the open, because I know Brendan wants to talk here, but MVIS had a massive level yesterday at 145. I tried shorting in front of it pre-market. That failed. It's now back below that price. So watch watch for this one to be an interesting short if it can hold below there. Brennan, what do you got?
Just real quick here, guys. POAI, another little small cap, $2 here, stepping up as resistance. They announced a collaboration to develop, hey, guess what? A COVID-19 vaccine. Oncology company, though, guys.
Seeing some orders come into the New York book on General Motors here to the sell side, so I am glad that I took some shares off here. You're seeing it dump in. When it turned around, I actually got almost a top wick, 23.20 there. Good little action to get out. I think maybe we'll find some support 20-30 cents lower, but the countdown is on. The market is about to open. We got about under 10 seconds here, and the Vitali from IT is on the bell. There he is. Give a nice little wave there. We got 2 and 1. Let's go. Market open on this Hump Day Wednesday.
Wow, okay.
That was aggressive.
Yeah, good little ring there. Let's wait to see if 18 breaks here on Space, the final frontier. We'll see if that goes, and if it does, we'll go long now that it's settled down and opened up. Beyond Meat here, taking it back. Let's go Beyond Meat. Let's go back here. We took a nice little long down here at 110 and change, so I think it's about time to get out of a little bit of this one. And bang, there it is, a nice little win once again on Beyond Meat.
I'll hit the fireworks for you there, Sean, and I'll get you to that CPSH continuing to flush through 180 now, so we're almost at that 10% mark. I have a third of my position out as we're usually like to do here, so that one is sliding to the downside, but I can tell you GM is immediately looking like it wants to test this next level, and if we can get a bounce above 22.65, that's where I'll try to pick some more shares up, but it's still moving and sliding back down. I got that 23 long. We did take some profit already.
Okay, we're pretty much hammer time here on Disney as well, $100.70. We are short, and here it comes to the downside. Let's see how far this thing can go, guys. I thought this was overdone. We go short here. We cash them out for 40 cents, and let's go, guys. This stock, we're punching this out here. Let's see if it breaks 100. Big time win here on Disney. Break 100. Yeah, baby. Let's go. Here it comes to the downside. A quick little big win here. We got some decent shares. We believe in this. Let's cash some of this out. Disney right now for the win. Let's go, guys.
Yeah, I'm actually looking at Disney if it has any shot to get back to 150. I do like that pullback. GM just made its secondary run, so Disney down. General Motors up and flying. 23.60, sorry. I just got some shares out at 57, so we'll go disco ball action on that long. I hope you guys had this. I just talked about trying to get a reload. It was so fast to the upside, I had no chance to catch it. A big time move there. A big buyer just stepped up there in GM.
Guys, we're huge already today. Monstrous day. Beyond Meat going upside, upside, upside. We're long right now. Beyond Meat's $3 winner right now. We're long 110.03 on Beyond Meat, so we take it out there. Bang that, guys. Big time smile, big time going on here. We just get some out at 112.50. Big mover here. Beyond Meat, we're just crushing this one. Smile Direct, we take that long now through $8.14. Shout out to our viewers for that. Let's see if we can't get some out of bang. Everything today, guys. Big day. We're already bigger than we were yesterday, guys, and it's 9:32. Let's just keep this story going. Disney, bang. Everything. I don't even know what to say. Disney, Beyond Meat, Smile Direct. We're hammering them all, and we're cashing it all in. Let's go, guys.
Everything is a win today. CPSH just got down to 176. So you talk about that 10%er. We got that one out there. It ran into a wall at 175, but I'm watching Pinterest now. I haven't made a trade in Pinterest, but it's sliding downside. So 1780 looks like it was good resistance so far. Stock is down 17%. If you want to be a shorter of Pinterest, and I thought it could be a break long at 1780, you're going to have to jump in front of the sword. So it's going to be short in front of that price around 65 to 70, reverse long at 1780 on Pinterest. That's the plan. You can only short pops here. You can't hit that bid. Short sell restricted, guys.
Guys, look at Disney. Disney, big short, guys. Big short right here. That's a great trade. Also, we're going upside in Beyond Meat, and there we go. We get longer and longer, and bang! Beyond Meat for the win once again, guys. Let's just wait to see how this keeps going. Brendan, this has been a fantastic day. I don't even want to throw to you, but you always got something good to say. Let's go.
Yeah, another earnings name here, guys. Drop Car moving 55% already to the upside. Broke $1 in the pre-market, came back, tested it, and held. So a nice look here. Huge volume on D-Car, guys.
D-Tar, okay.
D-Car, okay, we'll definitely have a look at that. Let's
see what happens here. Big spread. Looking to get out of some of this one as we just keep ripping upside, guys. We're now long 113.30. Looking to drop some of this, and bang! There it is. Wow. I mean, Neil, like, I know there's still a show to do here, but this is Bullseye Central today. We are just crushing this market. I hope you got 114. Look at these Beyond Meat trades, guys. Look at this. 111 in the early morning. 110 as it drops down, suckers. Then we go long and bang, bang, bang. We're almost all the way out of this one. And our Disney trade, oh yeah, ho-hum about that one. This is now $1.25 in the money and still going. Neil, what a time to be alive. Let's
and I'm watching that Neo very, very closely, guys. I think we have an opportunity. I was going to wait for 75, but it just flushed and tried to come back. 65 looks like it could be the entry into the short position here for me on NIO, if you're tracking that name. We got a pullback here in General Motors, so worth looking at. If you like this one to the long side, we did say the first time it pulled in, it could be worth it. But look at what happened when we got our exit. Top wick at 23.62. You get that kind of action in a sell-off, that's not a situation where you want to be reloading, guys. So I think you want to wait this one out, let it retest 22.65. You've already made your money. If you didn't, you don't have to jump in just because you got that FOMO. We called that one out there for you guys. I just got into that Neo trade to the short side, starting it at 58. I want to be an adder through some of those prices towards 65. But here comes the opportunity, I think, on pins, to get that short opportunity. Sorry, my chart is frozen. I want to get this one around 50 in front of that 1780 price that we like.
Guys, this is home run central here. I don't even know which buttons to hit anymore. We just need more of them. Look at Disney. We called this one. That's a floss. You guys want the flosses. I mean, here we go. We took $3, $4, $5 on Beyond Meat. Here's Disney about as clean as it gets. We called this one. We hammered it just like we said we would. And now we're just cashing in. What else is new, Brendan? Let's go, bud.
Smile Direct, guys, moving higher in a hurry here. 18% already. They announced this morning that they've increased partnerships with multiple major U.S. insurance providers. So a nice look here for SDC so far today.
Yeah, we hit SDC, we got in and we got out, but now we're suffering a little bit of a loser here on Smile Direct. We hit it early, $8.13, got out, like I said, we were celebrating there, but now it's broken down a little bit, so I'll still wait on it, but I still love Smile Direct. Look at Beyond Meat, 115, hello, so I mean, look, this is amazing. This market is amazing. This just keeps going up, up, and away. Look what we're long. We're long Beyond Meat here, guys. 113.30. Long, long, long. Bang it out. Disney, we're almost out of that one. Look at this Disney out here. 99 and change. 99.10. Great out there. We're smoking today, guys. Great day to trade.
Yeah, just fixed my charts up for you guys there, but General Motors, we're going to get back to that one very quickly as long as everything loads up fine here. Watch for 23.65. That's going to be the kill point. Well, now that it's trying to bottom at that price, this is where I think you can take at least a bit of a shot to jump into it if you think it's going to be a long, but don't let it go past that. We've already taken a 50-cent win. We've already taken a 20-cent win. Now here you don't want to risk too much now that it's bounced back to the downside. So it's worth one more shot to see if we have some more juice in it. But after that, you want to let this one go in GM. I did get into both Neo and Pinterest to the short side. We'll review those in just a quick second.
Guys, I mean, I don't need, we could be done here, but just to give you a quick update here on Space, this one was the fall in a hole, but we're going to wait on it. I mean, I can't believe we're falling in a hole here and it's like a 15-cent loser when we've just taken a couple dollars on all these stocks. So no big deal here, but we do want Space to get going here. This is Virgin Galactic, SPC, we are still long right now. Look at Beyond Meat. I mean, I hope you guys have this. If you don't, I'm sorry, but 116, I'm long here, 110. This is $6, and we just keep going. Bang, bang. Long here, 113, bang. Every single one we have here is a floss and a confetti. Let's just keep this show going here. Smile Direct, having a problem at $8. We're going to wait to see if it gets going up here. We're very, very light on this one. Only a third left of what we had. This one will probably be a loser, but everything else, guys, is literally rocking and rolling. We are glad you are here. If you don't like chicken, you might want to watch another show because all we have is chicken dinner winners here, guys.
What is nothing wrong with chicken? Everybody likes it. Look, unless you're vegetarian or vegan, nothing wrong with that. Everyone has their own choices,
meat, right?
Guys. Yeah, if you like it, that's fine too. I'm not against it. MVIS, I'm not against shorting it. You guys, I think you want to take this shot. I said 140 was your price. It didn't quite get there. As I was shorting a pop in pins in Neo, we tried to get this one at 138. It got to 136. I think we'll have to be a little bit more aggressive here, trying to short MVIS below that 140 to 145 mark. It doesn't look like it wants to give me much better of an entry. We did slide into that Pinterest. You did get the test of 1780. It tried to get to 18 and did not do so. So it enters that target 20-cent range and fails to break the top. For me, that's usually going to be a point where you want to test it some more. Brennan, what do you got?
Another earnings name here, guys. Papa John's Pizza down 1.3%. Earnings pre-market were not good. Obviously, they also withdrew their 2020 full year guidance. So we just rejected up there at 76 for pizza, guys. Looking like it might want to test lower as well.
Pizza, okay. Here we go, Space. Yeah, we'll look at Papa John's. I like that name as well. DPZ, best of breed there, no doubt. Space, we just got out of a little bit of that. I'm going to go long again if we can break through 18. Let's just wait to see. Disney, we are out. There it is. It comes back to flat. We get out. These are just nothing trades. So big, huge winner. We're huge on Disney today, and we're equally huge on Beyond Meat. But that one just came back. So we're going to wait to see, is there a reload spot here or not? We're flat on Beyond Meat right now. And we're just going to wait to see what we can do with that one. Space, we're talking about that. There's some size here at 18. We'll look to see what that can do. And yeah, thanks, guys. It's been a fantastic day trading, and I hope everyone's enjoying themselves as much as we are. Space, though, if it breaks 1750, we'll get out. We are very, very light. We've gotten out pretty much everything here in the 90s. Just waiting for another 18 break before we go ham. What up, Brandon?
Guys, this Chegg we were talking about yesterday, CHGG in New York, coming up above $59 here. This is 61. That high from yesterday we got up to was 61, just breaking pre-market highs here yesterday. Again, earnings were better than expected. This one is the online textbook rental company, guys.
Thanks, Brendan. You guys asked about XRF. Why am I staying away from it? Look, it just broke out through its pre-market high, and that's a bullish sign. When you see a move like that, it flushed at 260. When you go to a higher time frame, the daily chart, there is a bit of a level. If you look at 315, this one should be a breaker at 260 to a long side trade. But if you're doing that short retracement sort of idea, you're really looking to see it fail 260 again, and then maybe you jump into some shares. That's the approach that I have. That's what I'm doing with that name. NEO is starting to work for us here. We got that 360 short. We're getting some out here at 355. We'll work that one down to 350. Again, we faded into this one. It wasn't that we necessarily thought NEO was going to go right away, but we did think there was going to be a chance at a retracement. We allowed it to test to the upside first before jumping in. Let's see if we can't get down to this low at 348 for a nice little win on NIO.
Okay, and Pinterest here, we got in and out there by accident. We punched in, we meant to put a limit order, so we're in and out of Pinterest there for literally a penny loss. So we're waiting here. It
hasn't broken, it didn't break 18
Right,
yet.
Exactly. So it's coming to 18, so that's why we get out. We have to wait for it to break. So we did not mean to get in early, and there it is. So
now it's broken.
I wish I would have held, but here we go. We're long Pinterest now, 1804. Let's see what this can do here. Some size there at 1807. I don't like that. It's chasing it down a little bit here. So Pinterest,
there's a huge gap refill here, like that Pinterest has. Even to yesterday's aftermarket bottom is 1850, Brennan. So I think this is going to be an interesting one alongside Pinterest. What do you got?
Another huge mover here, guys. Latin American e-commerce provider MELI, 23% on the day. Look at the move this thing had in the aftermarket, 620 up to 720. $100 move in the aftermarket. We're now at 770 for MELI, guys.
All right, and here goes pins, guys. Big trade already on this one. Pinterest here, long 1803, out some in the 20s there, or was it right below 18? Sorry. So long at 1804, out at 1818 there. Now we have less than half of our Pinterest left. So a nice little breakthrough 18. Let's hold the rest and see what we can do. Half of our Pinterest trade out, but there it is, a nice little cowbell once again. So Pinterest still going. Just to check back on Space, guys, still not breaking. We're going to wait to see what this one can do here. If it does break above 18, we do like it. Right now, Space, Pinterest, SDC, and Beyond Meat. But Beyond Meat just gets out there. We're going to look to regroup on Beyond Meat here. But either way, guys, it's been an explosion this morning.
Yeah, it's been a huge one. I think it's a good time to maybe put the position board up quickly. 10 minutes into the market here, just a couple of minutes past that. But we do have that GM reload in front of 65. That's back to that 23 mark. We've taken some shares out at 23.08. Also got that NEO trade short at 360. That's down at 353. We did talk about it possibly getting to that 350 even mark, 345-ish. Pinterest reversal has come back in. We did reverse long at 18 even, looking for it to fill in the gap. That one is actually working against us. Not much. It's actually flat as I look at it right now.
Yeah, Pinterest I think will be fine. I saw a reboot there on Space. Some guy was holding 1802, so we punched out a little bit once it broke through 18. So again, we're playing with bigger shares here, so I can't hold on for this forever. And I just saw someone did not let 18 break. So again, trying to be responsible here. We lighten the load on Space just to see what's going to happen here. We're going to go long again if we can break this 1802. This is where the guy held it. I don't know how many shares he took there. It seemed like a few 100,000 shares selling 1802. So as I look here, my hands are ready to rock and roll here as we get going. But see, it's still, let's see what happens here at 1802. You see, it's having a hard time breaking this, guys. There's a lot of dark pool prints. So it's not breaking. If it breaks 1802,
there we go.
Right now,
big time seller here on the offer of NEO here. If you're short with me at 360, you got a 300,000 share seller. But it's one of those situations where they could be just layering some orders. I see a big seller as well, a penny higher than that. So I'm taking some profit out. There's 350 that we talked about, and then we have that seller. If it breaks, you want to make sure you've taken a little bit out in case it runs back up when this goes. Brendan, what do you have?
AbbVie starting to go a little bit here, guys. Just saw this. FTC has given the go-ahead for the $63 billion takeover of Allergen. So ABBV, nice look here, 2%. Just took out that 87 level from the pre-market. Yeah, big-time buyers stepping up here on AbbVie, guys.
You know, that's one of my favorite stocks. I mean, I own that stock, and that was fantastic. Fantastic trade. It's actually a 5% dividend yield as well. So I'm loving AbbVie, and thanks for that, Brendan, also helping the investment portfolio as well as our day trading portfolio. So let's get going here. Smile Direct, we just took some more shares here at 75. It has fallen back down. I feel like we got this 760 level on look right now. So if that doesn't break, then we'll be holding this one hopefully back to about $8 where we had some problems on some decent volume off the open. So Smile Direct, we're back reloaded. My average price now $7.85 to the long side on Smile. So right now I'm not smiling, but we'll see if we can turn that frown upside down as we go here. We're looking for some more names. I apologize.
Yeah, I won't be smiling here, Sean, if Pinterest fails below that 1780 marker. So that was that key pivot point that we were watching, or at least I was watching. If it gets maybe to 75, 5 pennies below it, I'll take this trade off. My average price is smack dab at 18 on this long, so I'm risking, call it 25 cents with some slippage maybe. We're looking to see if it can take the top off. That's at 18.20. That's where we want to take shares off after it's gone. I'm not going to take anything out in front of high of day on Pinterest. It's down 13%. But look, ultimately they have more users. It already made one leg up last year. I think there's an opportunity for it to fill in some of that gap, guys. So we're going to continue with that one. Last ditch effort here on General Motors. We did get that absolute top wick. We had a couple of good exits here, but each time we've covered, it's basically been at the high of a move and then failed to get past this. So look, if it breaks 22.65, I'm out of this trade and looking to revisit it. I love 21.95 to 22 as support. If it flushes here, that's the next level I have. Brendan, what do you got?
Another name we've traded many times on the show, guys. Clovis Oncology is starting to go here a little bit. Just broke this high from aftermarket yesterday. They reported earnings that came in obviously better than expected as well. $9 here if you go out to the daily chart. Big time level. So let's see what happens at 9 for CLVS, guys.
I'm just going to show you guys something, a little fail action. It should be on this chart right here. Nice little line. See this yellow line with the dot? If you zoomed in, you could see it. That's me trying to go short MBIS when I talked about that 140 level. Unfortunately, was unable to get the fill. I hope you guys got that one and are excited about that 10% return. Actually more if you looked at 140 and got it short there. So a big time mover upside yesterday. A big time slide you're seeing to the downside today. GM looks like it might hit that 22.65 mark. Unfortunately, it was a great trade initially. Now it's starting to fall off. I want to get you to Norwegian, holding up very strongly. It's bounced off you up a couple of times. We'll look to see if it can continue that trend going up here. You'd want to see if you can catch it at 11.70 on a pullback or breakthrough at 12 even. I wouldn't take 11.95 break, just like those even numbers.
Yeah, reload at 112 is a great idea there. Good look there, Eric, on a Beyond. I love that look. BYND there. 112 has bounced a couple times. The reason why the reload I like here, Eric, and thanks for pointing it out. Great spot there. That's why we love our viewers. A shout out to Eric. I think it's Eric Meadows there. I thought, yeah, Meadows. What's up? No relation to Timothy Meadows, maybe? Okay, 12 bouncing here off of this one. We're going to see here. I'd be careful on reloading too many shares. We don't want to be married to some of these positions here. We're already in and out of Beyond Meat for a monster trade. It's my number one stock. Actually, Disney is my number one stock as I look here today, but 112 here, we're looking for a little bit of a reload. I don't think that's horrible. The only problem is if you reload here and it keeps going down, you don't have much of a runway, man. Maybe 11.50, 111 maybe if you want to give it that, but good little call there. You'd already be $1 in the money, so good look on that one, Eric Meadows. What's up to you on our chat as well. The only other stock I'm really looking for, guys, space is still moving. We have our pins right now that has come down here. We talked about lightening our load, which we did, so that was good. We noticed that there was that instant seller, so now we're going to find out what's going on now, but Pinterest to the upside. And Rob, I don't know who's back. There was a little Brendan, okay, I was going to say there was a little mouse running around here. Maybe Valeria could tell us about that story. She freaked out yesterday, and I thought she was having a heart attack, and it was after the show. So if you see her go crazy, there was a mouse in the house, Brendan.
I haven't seen our friend Mickey yet today, but we'll keep you posted. Office Depot, another earnings name here, guys, starting to go. We had a nice move from 2 up to about 225. 3 days ago, 225 to 230, huge level for this thing. So kind of stalling out here already, but Office Depot reporting earnings, guys, that were better than expected.
Yeah, Office Depot worth a look. We're looking at Uber right now. You are seeing, it's in several loads. It's trying to make a bounce to the upside here. It got down to 27 and then made a nice little ramp up here. I do think it needs to get to the pre-market highs, I think, before you really know that there isn't going to be a secondary sell. That would be it through 27.70 for me if we saw it. So you can lock, load, and get that stop order in. Pinterest, we still have. 1775 is where my out is. 1780 was that key price that we were talking about before, so I let it travel through there. It's managed to literally bounce off 1780 twice, so it looks like we picked a good level to go along in front of. Whether or not we got a great entry price at evens here, maybe we could have had something closer to that, fine, but I need to see it go back and retrace to these highs. I do have some orders to take some out once it's broken through the top, but otherwise it's binary for me. It either breaks 1820 or it breaks 1780. We'll be in the long otherwise.
Yep, exactly. We are still long Pinterest, and there goes SpaceX. So there's a fall in the hole, not SpaceX, it's Virgin Galactic as it breaks downside. And again, look, I thought that there would be some buyers here at 18. We noticed there wasn't. We got in and we got out. Now we go and we get out of SPCE here. So yeah, that one's a loser. So just as much money as was not as much money as we made on the other ones, but this is a decent loser here on Space. We fall in the hole there as it just looks like it wants to come down, and it's a 50-cent hit, a little bit less than 50 cents, about 30-40 cents on the average in there, Valeria.
Hey dear viewers, and welcome everyone who just joined us. Guys, subscribe to our channel. We're live every day from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Time. Market just opened and Neil and Sean already making a cash out of this market and giving free winner names for you. So subscribe and share the link with friends. Also guys, check out our new educational channel called Market Wisdom by Trader TV Live. And Adam and Kevin, our traders, doing a great job on the chat, helping you with the questions. And I will pick up one question from the chat today and ask it directly to traders. Mention me on the chat and write what would you want me to ask. Hit the thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. More than 1,300 viewers right now. Guys, please support us with your likes. I'll see you later. Back to trade.
I'm going to go with, I don't know, drop the money. As you can see, all the executions on my chart here, short in that on that NEO here, NIO. We did get some out here again at 351, but there's a bit of a wall. Big buyer there was at 350, not so much anymore. So if we can chew through this, we're now down to 30% of our position, looking to see if it can't retest the low on a 350 break. So a good look over here in NEO. Brendan, what do you have?
Shopify, guys. We were talking about this one earlier in the week. They reported earnings that beat expectations big time, in fact. However, not a huge move here, only 1.4% to the upside. This is in New York, and you can obviously trade this one in Toronto as well, but way more volume on the U.S. side today. About 1.8%, 700 looks like a big level for Shopify, guys.
Yeah, Shop. Good stock there. Nice little Canadian company. We say that all the time on the show. So yeah, Shopify. We'll look to trade that. A little expensive for right now, but again, the price doesn't matter. You just really need to trade price action and use the most appropriate shares. But normally, guys, I am a big fan of trading Uber. Right now, we're stuck long on it. It did break that 27.90. Of course, the only problem really, guys, I mean, it's not the only problem. The problem is the price action. It's going downside. We may break this 27.60, which we'll have to get out of. But what I was talking about was the fact that the market right now bounces off that 2,900. We don't even really get there. 28.80 is the high. So Uber right now, we did average in at 83. I still like it. Our average price is fine. It's 90. I mean, we're out. It's funny that I get upset when I get out of the money like 10 cents, but we'll just wait to see here if we can break back above 28 here on Uber. I do like the long. That's what we're working with right now. I do have space short right now. We've reversed all of these ticks here. Actually, this is not a short, but these are shorts up here. So our average price is 17.50. So we're going to wait. Actually, that was a short. We're going to wait to see if space does want to go down instead of up. So I might lose on the long and the short here on Virgin. This has been a tough one for me today. I guess we'll wait to see if 18 18 wants to break or not, guys.
Yeah, I mean, Virgin's always been a relatively tough one for me. I'm going to get you guys back to CPSH, and I was going to hit the perfect, but I'm just going to go in and hit the slap shot action for my good friend PK Subban. I don't know what you're doing these days, buddy, but I'm making some winning trades here, and every now and then you're going to get bottom wick. This was not, I'm not going to say it's overly skill on my part here. When it got down to $1.75 and we were short at 94, 95 here, all we saw was a massive buyer show up on the level 2. It was right at that 10% return mark that I was looking for, 10% from consolidation as well to the downside, and a massive buyer on the bid. So you take that as support, you get out, you see the bounce that it made to the upside. It's not that you have to reverse long when you see that, but certainly it's a great place to be taking profit when you're able to notice that real time. Brendan, what do you have?
Nova Bay Pharmaceuticals, guys, little teeny tiny pharma company here. NBY on the NYSE Exchange reporting earnings today that beat expectations. I wish I saw this earlier. 108. Great little pivot from the pre-market there, got taken out. Nice move up to 120. NBY, this is huge volume for this thing too, guys.
Yeah, Clovis there, I see a couple different stocks running around here for sure. Okay, Uber, we get out of some there on that break. Oh, we actually get a good price there, 67, 68. We're down to 60s here, guys. Once again, I mean, Uber, we missed the boat on it, I guess. We should have been short up here. Instead, we went long, but look at what I just talked about here. This is what you can't really fight when this market just keeps falling the way it does today. It's hard to stick with some of your longs. That's why we got some shorts here. We do have space on. That short right now is coming rifling back down into the money here. So what we made hopefully lost on Uber, hopefully we can make back on space, which I just say space. Obviously it's Virgin Galactic. We'll see if we get down here 117.29. I did want to check back. I know it was a loser for you, Neil, but GM maybe. I mean, there's lots of volume there.
Oh, that wasn't a loser, my friend. I think actually it's a good point that you mentioned this one because I was actually just going to show you guys. Look, we had a stop at 22.65. This was our reload price. Look at our outs. We took profit here pre-market at 20. We took profit here at 23.60 for an over 50-cent win. We took profit here at 23.07 and 23.09 for another winner. We did reload down here at 71 and then took it out when 65 broke. But this is why you have a stop, guys, because it's an obvious out. It was a level here in the pre-market with some support. Once it broke, you're losing 6 to 10 cents on that last trade. But now all of a sudden you're allowing it to bottom out, pick another re-entry point. Don't throw away that money just because you have a bit of a long bias. I'm not going to be doing that. So that's why you have stops in the first place and identify key levels.
Yeah, good look there. And we're doing the same thing with Uber. Yeah, no, I was only bringing up, I didn't even look at GM today. I didn't even realize how low that was. Okay, Uber all the way down here now is the same thing. I've fallen in this hole here on Uber. I wasn't even able ever to even take a profit on Uber. We go long here. We average in, and the reason why we average in is because we have this out, right? You never average in if you don't have an out. So right here, we take a few more shares right now, 27.50. I like it. We'll probably take some more down here and then use 27 even as our out. But I feel like this is not very disciplined because, as you notice, Uber is down. The market is down. I mean, even though the market's up, we're still down, man. We were up 200 points on the Dow. Looks like we'll be flat soon. So we'll have to check back on Disney because that was my banger to the short side and go see what that's doing. But right now, Brendan has something else.
More earnings, guys. Lots of earnings today. Horizon Therapeutics here, 13% to the upside. This is about a mid-cap kind of range of company, $41.50, 42 here. Just got taken out. Volume coming back in on the buy side here. Earnings obviously better than expected. HZNP, guys.
Oh man, this is too hard to
definitely worth a look, guys. NIO Neo broke through that 350 mark, so this has basically been my number one trade. Look, we had good trades on CPSH and it looks fantastic, and GM was good, and Beyond Meat was good as well for me. I took that one off very early, but you're getting this extended move here, Neo, and if you're still short here with me in front of that 365, you got to start considering where this pre-market bottom was at 340. You got to go to the higher time frame, recognize that does coincide 341 with previous resistance. You go back a couple of weeks ago, so I do think that's a reasonable target. That's why I'm going to continue to take shares out in front of it. About 20% left. 341 is the ultimate target. We'll try to get some out once 345 breaks, and that'll be a fantastic return here. Shorting right off of the open on a pop and then using the high of the day's resistance. We knew we wanted to fade this one to the short side. I'm just glad it gave us the entry.
Yeah, and finally, guys, we rained down some money here as we get it going on Space Virgin. Taking a nice little out here, 17.15. Just lucky there, randomly waiting, and it comes down as much as 11 or 12 there. We're waiting again in the same area. We are short Virgin here, 17.53, so that's a good one. My Uber. I just realized I always go short this name, so I don't really know why I was battling with this long. Those of you that watch the show know how much I love to short this thing, but we're stuck long now, and it's okay. It's 27.70, so it's 40 cents out. I hate being in these kind of trades. Obviously, we don't like losing, but Uber does have a bottom pick here of 27.15. Look, if it breaks it, I'm going to be out there, and once again, we'll miss the boat on Uber, but we do have space, which I think is going to be good. We'll see what happens if it does break down below 17. That should be a good one. Pinterest, Neil, we've talked about that one a little bit. It's just hovering around. I don't know. We'll have to wait to see if that wants to break as well.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about missing the bus here. Carnival Cruise, I mean, for something to be on my radar, I missed this break at 13.25. Wowzers, it's trying to get back above 13 even, but it's turned negative on the session. The overall move is only about 50-60 cents, but it's how rapid it was once you had that clean break at 13.25. So it looks like it's making another leg to the downside. We'll watch Norwegian as well. The Pinterest long, it looks like it's trying to get back up here. Again, this has been a very, very sleepy stock, and we'll try to get back to it when we can, but as long as it's not moving, we're not going to focus on it. Right now, I'm looking at Carnival and the battle being waged at that 13 even price here, guys. Back and forth a few times. If it picks a direction, I'm going to be jumping with it here. If it slides down a couple of cents, I'm going to then jump into the short trade on Carnival and then have a quick look at NCLH as well. Pinterest actually now finally above that 18 mark.
Okay, good. Yeah, we should have punched long more there if it does go. Okay, we did punch long Disney here. I can't believe I'm saying I'm long Disney right now in this market, but let's go and see what happens. 102.53 right here, long Disney on this little break. I just thought maybe we got through all of this. Obviously, my out's going to be right around here, 101.70 and change if we crack down below. Maybe just this 101.50 we'll use. We'll take about $1 hit on Disney if it does go. It rips up into the money for us about 25 cents, but we do not take it here. If this market rallies back, Disney probably will go. I can't believe how strong it is, 1.26%. Was definitely not expecting that, but sometimes you got to sort of play the price action as we talk. So let's wait to see if Disney wants to go upside here. Hopefully it does, and we can cash in on this, but I'm debating dumping some at 102 if it breaks and holding the rest for 101.50, but I do have some orders on the upside here to cash in if this one does come back to life for us. But right now, long Disney. You know what? Hold on a second, guys. Let's just show our board up here. Let's update the board and put it up just for you before we throw. Okay, Disney right now, you guys can see Disney long 102.53. That's a good position. Pinterest, Neil just talked about it, finally breaking back above. That's 5 cents in the money. Space is 30 cents in the money, and Uber's coming back right now. Uber, nice little move to the backside here. Let's see if that can't get going. Only 30 cents out right now.
Yeah, and heading to the downside right now, Sean, again is General Motors. So we got out of our long, but we talked about 21.95 as an area of support. I'm going to be all over watching this. It's trying to base out higher than that right now at 22.20. Bottom price as the futures try to go back upside. I think we'll take a crack at it at some point. I do need to get to Pinterest. I know some of you guys are looking at CLVS, but time to start monitoring that Pinterest name, and we'll get to CLVS in a minute. It's trying to take this top. I did mention I would take some shares out only when it got there, so we're just a little bit away from getting that sort of 18. There we go. So it heads to the top end of the range. I take 1/6 out. If it breaks it, we'll get some out in front of 18.25. Again, we had a level at 17.80, and our price was 18 even. Probably should have been something in the 90 to 95 range if we execute a little more accurately there, but that's going to happen to you from time to time there, Sean.
Yeah, and guys, we just gave it to you, Disney there, and there's a 50-cent winner. So bang, crush the long, crush the short here on Disney. Let's see how much more upside there is on this name. Look at this trade. I mean, I just broke it down for you live on the show. I hope you guys enjoyed that one. It was 102.50. I gave you the different levels in this bracket here. We take this long as it busts through. We get out some at 102.81. Just like I said, we were waiting up here, and then it breaks through 103. We wait at 103.05. We take that out. Now we wait for more upside to go here on Disney. But guys, 2 thumbs for this guy because we have Disney, and it's a nice little win here, both up and down on this name. Pinterest, Neil just talking about that one. We're going to the upside here. We did get out before at 118. Wow, thank you, Valeria. That was a nice little surprise there. I was not expecting that. 18.20. Maybe we'll get out some more Pinterest, but I still like to see it break that.
Yeah, I'm just going to quickly jump to CLVS. You guys are asking about it. It's not a short for me yet. I know you get these high risers, and it is moving, but until this one consolidates at the top and gives me a level, I'd only short these retracements when it shows me some real sell action and slowdown. Hasn't happened yet, but it is time for happening now with Brennan. Let's go to the big screen.
Hey guys, yeah, 10 o'clock, technology issues, better late than never, but we're here. Let's have a look at North American markets here. A little bit of a mixed story now. We were positive, came all the way back to negative territory now for the S&P 500. Back in the red, just slightly though, 0.04% to the downside. Now the Dow also to the downside, 0.2% in negative territory. Everything else pretty mixed really. Tech stocks still trying to show some strength here. The NASDAQ in positive territory. Russell also holding up 0.7% to the upside for the small cap so far today. Here in Toronto, the TSX about 0.25% in negative territory. We had oil higher initially, came all the way back to negative territory, down about 5%, just checked. So energy stocks really weighing on the TSX if you're looking at the Canadian market. BOVESPA down in Brazil, down about 0.3%. No charts today because, yeah, technology issues. But have a look at MEG Energy, MEG here in Toronto, CBE, and Suncor were the three that I was looking at as far as moving to the downside. Both BTE, Baytex, and MEG are small caps here in Toronto on the TSX. Guys.
Thank you, Brendan. Just noticing a big rollover here on Apple. Still up on the day, but it just turned over rather heavily through 301 and is trying to bounce off 300. Just worth a look. Right at the open, it was a big run through 299.60, finding a bit of support down there and then making a big run up a couple of dollars. So that's going to be a key level. I'm probably going to be looking to short a pop here as the market turns negative on the day. If it gets up to VWAP and tries to retest, you're going to see me jump into a short on Apple. It's a good thing we took some Pinterest off because it's now retesting again down to that 1780 area. If that goes, 1775 is my stop, and we're just going to get out of that one. Our short is still in NEO. We're going to hang on to that as long as it continues to test and trend down lower for us. Market, like we said, sliding down. My target, as I mentioned, 341 was that key price. We'll get out in front of it. For those of you that are asking why, you can look at this pre-market action where it did start the move at 341, but the more important thing is when you also then go to the daily chart, you're able to sort of go to 341 and watch it be previous resistance. So you have a pre-market low, a bottom area where the move starts to the upside that coincides with previous resistance. That's a good place to anticipate an exit point for that trade. I'm short here at 361. A 20-cent return on the last little 10-20% of your position is a good one for a stock like NEO. Every stock is different, of course. Just make sure you have that risk reward locked in.
Yeah, guys, and we are going to, I'm going to tweet this out, but it is a cowbell right here because Disney, you guys can see this trade, and I mean, it just keeps getting bigger and better. Here's Disney, my short right here, and then cashed out all the way down here, and then here's the long back going, and then cashing out once again. So this trade is about $1 to the bottom, and then now we're long right here, 102.50, and as you guys can see, 103.05. So yeah, baby, slap shot action there as we go. I know Neil's talked about PK Subban. I don't think NHL comes back, obviously, anytime soon, but hopefully all sports will return. But it's nice to see that Michael Jordan documentary, if anybody's watching that one.
It's awesome.
Give yourself some fix.
That's good stuff.
There. So that's a good one. Our Uber does fall all the way down, and guys, I mean, this one is an Uber mistake as it just keeps going. I do like the short if it breaks the day's low again of 217.13. I'm just going to go short.
Sean, I was just going to mention here, one thing we like to talk about with relative strength or weakness, Lyft is down 4%. So Uber showing some weakness today. Lyft actually weaker, doing 2 million shares and about to touch off 25.50 as the low of the day. It's trying to bounce from there. I think this one could be an interesting short play if it gets any kind of bounce in its step here, back up to maybe 25.80 to 25.90, and then maybe play that trend. It's just worth noting, of course, if you're looking at the space, Lyft is tradable as well and a little bit weaker than Uber as well.
Yeah, just setting this tweet out, guys. Make sure you do follow us. Okay, I did reverse short now on Uber, so thank God, hallelujah. We are now short Uber, 27.16, so that one's coming in a little bit. We're going to see what it does at 27. I just feel so stupid for longing this stock. Let's see if I can't feel any smarter going short. We are now short. Look, we took a 50-cent hit, so being in the money 10 cents is not a super celebratory mood, but we'll wait to see if it does break down below 27, and then we could get this stock going here. Let's wait to see on the futures, Brendan.
Biopharma name here as well, guys. MGNX, almost 100%. We did get above it up there, above 15, but a huge move. This thing's been halted a couple times already. It's gone from below $8 to $15 right now for MGNX. They provided a corporate update and a little bit of a shift in direction. So MGNX, one to watch, guys.
Definitely worth that look. That CPSH has come back down to the low, so it gets all the way up to 220, now failing, but it's trying to hold support where we got our out at $1.70, $1.75. It's holding support around that price. I'm going to see if it bounces above and holds anywhere above 180. We'll test this one out for a quick little long tight stop. Otherwise, I think on a bigger move, you're trying to short this one if it gets to 2 even. So there could be a scalp long, but I do prefer the short overall if it gets back to VWAP. So if you're looking at that small cap, it's certainly going to be worth a look. Another one you guys are asking about American Airlines. Has it reached the bottom? I believe I saw that question in there. Look, I'm not going to be sitting there gambling that it has. I'd much rather play the trend until it's done. That would be still shorting it as long as it gets to about 925 as an entry or breaks low of day at 910. Brennan, what do you have?
Another one, earnings name here, guys. Discovery, 4% in negative territory, straight southbound, right from the open. 22 up here was a great opportunity, I think, corresponding with that level from yesterday, straight down to 2020. Earnings not good for Discovery, guys.
Sorry, Brendan, but we have to smash this. We are now huge into Microsoft as we go, guys. We smashed it, breaking this low here. I wanted to get to it. Brendan broke that, so that's great. 182.17 there. Out 182 flat, out 181.90 there. So yeah, we're going to wait to see on this one. We still got more than 2/3, I'd say 70% of our trade on right now on Microsoft as it's just bouncing around. Let's just wait to see if these futures keep coming down. I do like Microsoft to the downside. The tech led us up. Maybe they'll lead us down again, but Microsoft, a decent trade here to go. It's just flashing, so we still have lots of time to get in. I'm only in right here, 182.18. But look at Pinterest, or Uber, sorry. Uber coming to the downside, and bang, that one too. We reversed to the short side. Now I'm bidding here. I think I'm bidding 94s, aren't I not? Bang! There it is. So we make that money back. We get absolutely destroyed on the long, but then I talked about going short, and if you guys are watching, these are these little down tick arrows here, these purple ones. That's a short play. We get out 26.94. Let's see what we can do now. Go back to Microsoft, and hopefully that one can keep going down.
Yeah, and Pinterest, that 1780 level has a big buyer. It's trying to bounce off VWAP here, as you can see, but supported by buy-side action at that 1780 mark. You know, it's one of those situations where we did take some profit out. That allows us the opportunity, if we want to catch this bounce. If it turns around some, I will be adding a little bit to my position just to even things off. I still, of course, have my stop locked and loaded, ready to go. That'll be at 75. If it wants to take that out, fair enough. We'll give up on the long in Pinterest. I just love the fact that it's trying to make that bounce in a weak market. And we just talked about American Airlines. Some of you were looking to see if you wanted to pick a bottom. It's trying to still test that low. So for me, you can't bottom pick until it consolidates and give you any kind of buying action. That just hasn't happened yet in American. In CCL, it has. In Carnival, that bounced up, tried to get to 25, and the VWAP did not get there. So I think this one looks like it's a rollover opportunity here in Carnival, retesting 13. If it retakes that even level, I'm going to be jumping into the short. Otherwise, I'm looking to catch that one on a pullback to 15 to 20 on Carnival.
Yeah, Mr. Softy, guys, here has instantly come up to the win for me. Let's go on this one, guys. 181, we just cashed them out there. 70 there. This is a monster trade. We took our biggest position by far of the day on this position here. Microsoft, we now have only a third left. We've cashed it all out down here. Let's see if these futures want to keep going. I'm trying to hold the rest of this one if we can. Uber just continues to be a cash cow as well, making some of that back. We lost more money on the long than we're making on the short here, because when you go long in the 80s and then get out here in the teens, that's a 60, 70 cent hit. But right now we're cashing in a little bit as these futures continue to want to go downside here. We're going to try to massage this Microsoft trade. I would love this thing to keep going down, but I have too much invested here not to be scalping this one. But Space, Uber, Microsoft, Disney, and Pins, I've got them all. 5 positions here, all big cap names. Let's go, guys.
Yeah, and someone asking about NCLH. Look, it's holding up a little bit better than Carnival here. I think that's one thing to watch. That's why I'm focusing on Carnival. NCLH is nowhere near its bottom at 1130, so that's the particular reason why I am sitting here in Carnival Cruise and not NCLH. But it is 1010 past that, so it's time to get some upgrades and downgrades with Brendan.
Hey guys, yeah, time for upgrades and downgrades. We'll have a look at a few names that are on this board today that are making some decent moves. NIO we talked about in the pre-market. NEO reporting better than expected monthly car deliveries last month, up 6.7% still. PPG, this one went positive after starting the day in negative territory, even with the upgrader. Little retailer, American Eagle there as well. Snapchat is weak on the day, and TripAdvisor is also to the downside as far as downgrades are concerned. Let's have a look at some charts here. NIO coming back, as Neil was mentioning there, 365 at the top, ended up being a bit of a level, but coming into this 345 area now, trying to hold there on a huge volume today for NIO. The other one, yeah, Snapchat went positive, but straight back to the downside. Huge move, in fact, from 17 here all the way up to 1775, coming back into about 1725 here. We'll see what happens. Looking rather weak, though, on a downgrade for Snapchat. Guys, back over to you.
50. Okay.
Guys, just watching Oxy try to roll over Occidental. It's down 3%. You're seeing a massive slide already, but it's looking at try to get up to 15. It's turning around at that price. I'm going to work into a short, see if it can continue this little trend here. First trade, of course, in energy for me, and I do want this one. I'm going to start the position here as it just broke 80, but I do want to give it some room to 15 even. If it pops back up, I'll try to get some shares at 90 as well. But if it goes right away, like I always say, look, if a trade goes in the money for you, you can't get the better price, that can be a good thing too. We'll see if we couldn't get some shares out in front of 1450, which is the low, and then see if we can continue. But it's a trend play here as the market sliding down. Oxy been selling off all morning.
I mean, guys, I've already had 111 fills today. Okay, space right now, 1760. Look, I'm capturing profits. All of these little purple ticks, and we'll throw some. I have a thing here on my board. Let me just call it quickly. Short sell arrow. So here we go. All of these are short sells. What that means is we're borrowing stock from the broker, offering them to the market. Someone's filling us. Then we go short. So we owe the trade back to the market. And here we go. So now we are short space, which is Virgin Galactic here. 1756. We're just capturing this out. Every single one of these ticks is a very profitable trade. So we'll wait to see here. Our best out 1711. Hopefully that can come through. Mr. Softy, I mean, again, guys, this is really, I can't say this enough. This is a day saver for me. We lost too much on Uber there. We make it all back in spades right now with Softy. Get down, Softy. Here we go. Nice little move down. Where am I waiting? I'm waiting at 63. Damn it. It went to 64 there before dropping down. I don't know why I was waiting at 63, but okay, well, just that order. But here goes Microsoft down to the downside, 40-cent winner, almost 50 cents there. Don't know what happened. I was waiting at 63. It went to 63, so my order did not get filled. But Microsoft, nice little win. We're 4 positions right now, all in the money. Let's call them up for you. If you're just joining us right now, we'll call up our positions and put it on the board for you. Disney long right now. This is a small one. We're out of this. I tweeted this one out. Very small position, 10% left, 20 cents in the money. Microsoft, 20 cents in the money. Space now 30 cents in the money, and Uber 16 cents. So right now 3 shorts, 1 long. Hopefully this day can just keep getting better, but right now we're hovering about even, guys.
Yeah, I got Oxy short, Neo short. We're still in Pinterest. It hasn't broken that level yet, so until it does, we'll hang into that one. The relative strength in that is tremendous, despite probably because it's already down so much. Some of you have been asking about XRF. You know, of course there was this leg here. We probably should have had 290, but it is making another stair step here at VWAP. This is where I'll try to take it, but there's a buyer here at 240. Let's see if this actually gets taken out. We'll grab some shares if that does happen. Otherwise, I'd rather wait to see if you can get a push to 260 for a better price. I'm not going to short right there in front of a buyer that's just showing up there for 50,000 shares on the bid. I know it's done 30 million in volume, but I might as well get a better price if that buyer is going to give it to me.
Yep, exactly, and that's what we're doing, guys. Managing positions today. It's been a very good day for us here today, and I hope you guys have enjoyed yourselves. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. I mean, we're doing the show for free, so let's tell YouTube how much we do like it. Hit our like and subscribe button. Also, guys, follow myself, Brandon, Neil, all on something called Twitter, which I'm going to look at that stock actually in a minute. Follow us on Twitter, and you'll see we post all throughout the day as well. Not as much throughout the day, but follow us, ask us questions you have. It's your direct connection to us. But for right now, it's Brendan.
LPSN, guys, Live Person, little online communications company here, up 30% on the day after a revenue beat. They were expected to post a loss, came in above expectations, kind of on the small end, 1.2 billion market cap here, but just broke 30, straight to 30 and a half, 20 times relative volume on this one today. Let's go over to Valeria.
Thank you, Brandon, and hey guys, we are preparing a lot of great stuff for you. Watch list, merch merchandise with our branded Trader TV logo or other fun stuff, and also a lot of educational videos. I see on the chat that you ask a lot of questions about videos about support and resistance, short selling. Stay tuned and subscribe for our educational channel called Market Wisdom by Trader TV Live. We are relatively new to YouTube. That's why, guys, we really need your support. Please share the link with your friends and hit the thumbs up. Subscribe for both channels and follow us on social media. Let's build a great trading community together. I'll see you later. Back to traders.
I was going to answer this one in the chat, but I'll give it to you right here on CCL. When we have a target on a pullback trade, I like to catch it not on the way up, but on the way down. So now that you've tested that 25 area, that we're 20 to 25 area, on the way back in is where I like to short it. So we'll try to hit this bid. We'll try to hit this bid and grab the short. Again, look, this you get the trade either way. I mean, certainly if you wanted to catch it on the way up when you get that bounce off 13, and there is nothing wrong with that. I just like to be with the momentum if at all possible. Yes, there's a risk that you can miss the trade, but Oxy's done 14 million shares, so in this particular case, I don't think that was a gigantic concern. If you want to give it to VWAP, I don't like having stops directly there. I think certainly having it a little bit higher, a couple of cents, whatever it might be, give yourself some room to execute the trade properly. I just jumped into the short, so that one, I'm not sure. Whoa, why did that just tick out for me? So, bad wick? No, not sure why we just got out of Oxy there, but either way, we did get out of Oxy. It looks like it broke that 15 mark, so that is okay. But we are still in CCL. Pinterest made another run at the high, so out at 20, reloads all day in front of that 1780, guys, giving you 25 cents over and over again. If you're not with that one, you're sort of missing out on a relatively strong stock, coming back from a big loss. But it is time, it's 10:20. Let's kick it to Brendan for a small cap recap.
Hey guys, yeah, small cap time. Couple of names to look at so far this morning. I mean, there's lots of little ones moving around today, but we'll talk about two of them here. CPSH, the first one, the most obvious one in the pre-market this morning as far as volume was concerned, jumping up over 70% at one point on volume because of earnings. This is actually a manufacturing company. $2 up here, very obvious wall in the pre-market. I mentioned this 220 above that was kind of the next level up. It eventually does come up here and fail at 220. I was off doing other things and missed that, but that was a great opportunity as well. But gave you all kinds of opportunity in front of $2 down to 170, 175. Interesting to know, when it did get down to 175, 170, very clear support came in. Buyers stepped up, started lifting offers. So an easy out down there, actually overfilled long. So when you make a mistake, you just get out, right? So overfilled long, immediately out, and then got a nice move back up to that 220. So CPSH, pretty easy, stressless trade today. To the downside, MDGS. Man, I wish I had this one. I had a line up here, 435. Almost got there. Had some offers up around 435, 440. Almost got there. Didn't get anything filled, but then proceeded to move down to 350. So a little more aggression required in that one. But MDGS, another great opportunity in small cap world today. Guys, back over to you.
Have another opportunity here. AbbVie, we are now long 85s, decent position. We're averaging into this one. Brendan brought this to us on the Allergan closing deal there. We'll see a lot of people are going to be loving Botox, so let's see what happens here on AbbVie to the upside. We have our out down here, 86.50, 86.60. Let's see if we can't run that to the top side as well. Disney, just a monster trade, 102.50 right now, gets as high as 103.50. We're still in that one. 50-cent winner on this name. Space, Microsoft, everything now popping to the upside. Pinterest, we take that long as well now, Neil. I know you have a much better price, but we take the long right now and just wait to see what happens at 18.25.
Yeah, that just punched through that high of day that we've been talking about, that 18.20 mark. That's what it's all about, and I think it bounced off you up a few times, so you could re-enter there. We've sort of been waiting for that break. It's all about the gap fill when it comes to Pinterest. Look at this. Next level is 18.50. That was that little low in the aftermarket, and then from there was lots of consolidation around 19. Those are your two targets. Now that we've broken through, we're playing with house money here, having caught that nice little bounce off VWAP. So let's see if it gets to 50 first, and then the bigger home run to 19 hopefully later.
Yeah, exactly. And again, my order just triggered in again. I must be doing something wrong, but we are long Pinterest, of course, just like we just talked about that. Long 23, so 18.23 right now. Neil's been talking about this one, so good trade there. AbbVie now, nice little runner here. Let's see if we can't get back into this area. We are long 86, 83 right now. Just a couple hundred shares, so we'll wait to see if this one can't get going up here. Would be kind of nice. 87.40, 87.30 on this name. Would like to get some more if we do get up here. So let's let's see if AbbVie can't get going. Pinterest moving, Microsoft moving, Disney 53 cents in the money, Space now 21 cents in the money. We're still short that one. Uber, we're still short this one, and that's 18 cents in the money off of this short. So hopefully things are going pretty good for us. But Brendan, give us another name, bud.
Another one to look at, guys. Haven't looked at this one in quite some time. Riot Blockchain up 10% today after stronger than expected earnings. Just noticed we gapped up and then kind of faded into these levels from yesterday, and then boom, straight to the upside. So just breaking day highs here for RIOT, guys.
Riot. That stock's a riot.
Why not?
Where's the fall in the hole there?
Okay. That wasn't that bad. I think you got to give yourself a little bit of credit there. It wasn't absolutely horrible. You talked about maybe looking at Twitter here for the first time, Sean. This one making a bit of a run back to upside. I say a bit because it's trying to get to that 28 even mark. And again, it's just sort of following along with the futures. That XRF reversed to a long for me at 260, but is not holding up. So I want that one. I actually am now with a couple of longs and a couple of shorts. And this was initially going to be a short for me through that 260 mark. But that buyer that we talked about did step up. And now it looks like that 240 looks like a support area. And I just got the same thing as you, a little bit of a bad wick that just triggered me out through my stop order. So I'm going to go ahead and just get back in. We paid some spread on XRF. But that 245 buyer does look like it will support. We'll see if we can go long and get a secondary move on XRF in front of it and in front of VWAP as well.
Yeah, good look there. Look at AbbVie, guys. Wow. Shout out to Brendan. I was listening to another show there, and they were talking about AbbVie on my way into work. And thank you for bringing that up because I completely forgot about it. Nice little win here, almost rocking to the top here of my profitable stocks. Disney now making moves to the high of the day. We're still long here. We'll pull up our board again here if we can. We'll update it. We'll start it again. I don't really need to turn around, but I will anyways. Okay, AbbVie 40 cents in the money. Disney long at 70 cents in the money. Microsoft's 8 cents in the money on a short. Pinterest 7 cents, but whatever. We're long that one. Space and Uber, we still be talking about that. The most interest for me right now is AbbVie, and I am looking at Microsoft. It didn't tank the way I thought it would, so maybe, guys, maybe we take a little bit of a long here. Look at Disney, nice little move. We're still going to the top side here. 80 cents now in the money for Disney, guys. This is looking pretty good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 positions, guys, and they're all big ones. You just saw them all.
Yeah, I'll quickly jump in and show you guys the position board here just so you can see what I'm working with. We do have one that is against us, and that's going to be that Carnival trying to test VWAP on the way back to the upside. That's our short at 13.19. Again, try to catch it on the way down, but it's trying to break that 35. 30 is where VWAP is approximately at. NEO still in the money for us. We'll take that 361. 365 has been our out the entire time. Pinterest is giving a little back here. We're long at 17.91. It's trying to get to that 1830, 1850 is our next target. We'll take some off in front of that if we can get it. And the XRF reverse long, looking at that 245 buyers potential support. So starting the position at 258. Brendan, what do you got for us?
One of those names we typically look at, guys, only around earnings. New York Times reported solid earnings here, 4% almost to the upside. Nice move after a washout at the open. Went from 33 down to 32.20 and then straight through to 34.75 for NYT. Guys, earnings were good.
And there it is, guys. Look, I don't know, modern investors or whoever's asking it, why in the heavens is Disney moving up? That's Chicago. I don't know, but it's a floss time. Let's get some new dances in here because Disney right now, $1 plus in the money. We hammered the short. This is actually my largest trade today, and it happens right at 9:30. Bang, we hammer that short. And then look at this. We don't hammer the long, but we did take it, and we're still in it, and it's a decent move to the top side here. 103.61. This is $1 plus in the money. I'm thinking the same thing as you guys. I'll probably take this out almost at the bottom of this. What is this move here? 103.40. Probably take this out. Celebrate a clean dollar. Here, it's still going up. Clean dollar. $1.20 now in the money on Disney as this name just keeps on going. Our Allergan is a big one as well. 87.20 to the top side. So everything right now making a lot of money, and we're really happy with the way this day turned out. I just hate Uber because that was my biggest loser. And actually, my only loser today really was Uber. So
yeah, and I'm going to jump immediately out of that XRF. We talked about that buyer 245. It slaps back down there and nowhere to be seen. So we like the short initially, and when it bounced off that buyer, we said we'd get a better better price on the short. That saves us a few pennies, but that buyer is gone now. I am now thinking it's still going to be a short off of this high at 270. So as long as we don't see a reappearance, I think there's an opportunity to catch the short retracement on this. It's still up 160%. There's still room to go. It has a chance to break that 230 at some point and get you a run down to 2 even. So long as you're positioned in and around here, 50 to 70, I think you'll have a nice opportunity in XRF. Pinterest again is trying to go. We still have half of our position here. And yes, we could be taking out a 30-40 cent win here. I will take profits on the way up, and I did get some out there at 32 for a 40 cent win, but I'm hanging on to half for a bigger move in Pinterest. You're catching the bounce off VWAP. It's still down 12%. There's so much room for it to go that if the market comes back, Pinterest, I think, has a chance to get us at least to that 1850 mark.
I would love that. I mean, we're still waiting for Pinterest as well. My best out here on Pinterest is 1838, which is 2 cents off the day's high. So that's a good trade. Disney's still going. Wow. Disney 104. Hello, Disney. Good for me. I've got this one. This is one of my largest holdings. So I was 104 and change now. Going to the upside here on Disney. This may be a cash out. We're $1.50 in the money. So boom goes the dynamite. I was uber bearish on this one. I still actually am. But we do have a nice long here. We're looking at this size here, 104.10. I wonder if something was said, Brendan, about this. Their dividend was cut. I just was not expecting this kind of a move here. 104 and change to the upside. Disney retracing its early losses like huge. Wow, 104.25 now, $1.80 in the money. So it's confetti time on Disney. If you guys have this with me, holler, because this is a big trade right now. Wow, I was not expecting this at all, guys.
Yeah, big time movement there. Actually a big time bounce. I mean, in the market, yes, but in Uber, wow, just got back to VWAP. It rolled over last time at 27.50. So a failure here, that's got to signal a bit of a short opportunity. If it wants to bounce off it, that's a scalp trade where you can take 20-30 cents, I think, as a bit of a return. You guys are talking about CCL. That is giving you some consolidation. I think that could be a re-entry. XRF is a similar story. Because the buyer is gone, I'm jumping back into that short. Going to more slowly work into it here, starting in at 37. But I'd love to still have the opportunity to get shares around 250 if we could. But I'm watching like a hawk on this retracement in Uber. It's hanging right around VWAP. If it can get back down below, say, 27.30, I think you have an opportunity to jump into this short trade. We do also still have NIO here, guys. NIO is still a good one, and it's trying to bounce back to the upside. We got out, and like I said, 340 was my target. 345s were turned. That's fine, but I am going to be reloading. Once this one fails and gets back down to VWAP, I'm going to take more shares into the short. It was either in front of 365 where our stop is, or if we continue the trend and hold below VWAP, then we'll add back more in the 53 range or 52. So NIO, story not done. XRF, building a short position. Brendan, what do you got?
Crude oil inventories, guys. Wednesday, we mentioned just about to come out here in a couple of seconds. 7.7 expected on the build side. So yeah, smaller than expected build. 2 weeks in a row here, smaller than expected build, guys. 4.5 million on the build side versus 7.7 million expected, guys.
Maybe we got to look at some of these stocks. Okay, Microsoft right now, I just want to bring this to your attention. And again, guys, our charts will show these dark prints. I can get rid of them, but it just takes too much effort to edit them right now while we're on the show. But we're rate bouncing off VWAP here. I'm going to go long 182.80. If Microsoft wants to go 182.80, we'll punch long. But other than that, we're just chilling out. Pinterest is up to that level again. I'm waiting to get some out here at 37. This is the day's high. We'll see if we can't get some out here. 37. 36 is now fading in. Here's 37. There it is, bang. So a nice little win. Pigs get slaughtered, guys, so we are taking it out. I know Neil is looking at 1850 as well, so we'll wait on Pinterest, but we are flashing out of that one. This stock has been a profitable one for me today. Just bringing back Disney. If this goes breaking through 103.91, sorry, we're going to get out. So we're almost out of Disney. We'll take that $1.50 and put it in our pipe and smoke it, because great trade here on Disney to the upside. Wow, crude oil, Brendan. I mean, look at this. It comes with that number. Oh, crap, I just lost the chart here. Actually, hold on a second. Here it is. Crude oil to the upside here. 23.20, now 24.20. Taking this out. It's time to go look at some refiners or oil companies right now, Neil, I think.
Yeah, I mean, certainly worth a look at a few of them at least. I was just about to go to Occidental there. We did try a short there, but it's now breaking the upside through VWAP. So good thing that we did get out. We got it earlier than we wanted, but saved ourselves. Every once in a while you have a bad trigger. It'll make you money instead of lose you money. That probably saved me 5-10 cents. Oxy looking to retest 15.50. If he wants to roll there, I think we'll give it a shot. I'm managing playing this Pinterest trade, guys, is my next target was at 42, but it is worth noting here it's having some trouble getting through these fresh highs, and 40 is that high. So I will slide some shares out here and try and get some at 38 instead. Our target was 50. I think we have a couple of legs there. And once it breaks, I'm still going to be holding this position in pins. We have a third of it left. There's no reason not to take this one and see if it can't break 1850 for at least a portion of your position. There's just so much room to fill that gap in. Still down 12%, even with this nice move from 17 at the bottom.
Yeah, Disney's still moving in the money. That's $1.50. We do have our Microsoft long now as it's at 182.80. So I'm out of the money now, so you guys can have it with me if you want. We're long right here, 182.83. Looking for some upside here as the futures, guys, have bounced quite nicely off this 28.50 level. So let's just wait and see from consolidation standpoint. Again, our charts aren't the greatest right here, but 183.30. It stopped up here a little bit, 182.97. 97 doesn't make me very happy. That's only a 10-cent winner. We're going to wait to see if we get above 103, but if we get anywhere near 183.50, which would be super nice, my day would be mucho grande if we do that one. But 183.50 here on the top side. We'll see if we can't get that as we're looking at it. I will dump some ahead of 183. We had to break here of 183, so I think we'll dump some there. But right now, Microsoft is a little 10-cent winner, but we do got the shares on, so this is mattering, guys. Let's go.
Yeah, you guys that have been trading that MDGS, just worth noting, it is making a bit of a bottom here at 355. It has come in rather significantly from the high 430 since the open. Still up 25%, but look, if it's going to hold at a higher low, which in this case looks like 365, so about 10 cents off that little bottom, it could be a nice little retracement play back in, whether it's going to be to this hump and you catch like a 10-15 cent win, or you catch it all the way back to 4 even. It's going to be worth that shot from a risk to reward standpoint. So having a quick look at MDGS. I hope you guys didn't miss that. Apologies if I rushed through on Carnival Cruise there. I believe that's what you guys were asking about. I did say that I was out of that short already. We did take that one out when it broke through. So, for me, I wasn't going to fight this one once he broke VWAP. So that's the idea. We're out of Carnival. We did that a few minutes ago. So hopefully you catch that. AAL, American Airlines, ooh, yeah, it bounced off that 910, and we were talking about that bottom. Did not catch that. It's back to VWAP here. I'm looking to short this one as well if it gets below, but it's not till it breaks 925. You want to make sure you retake that trend to the downside. So XRF short, NEO short, long in Pinterest still as that continues to move to the upside. Brendan, what do you got?
DLPH going a little bit here, guys. 16% move to the upside today. They have accepted a revised proposal for a takeout offer from Borg Warner. Looks like a 5% reduction in the exchange rate when it comes to the shares. So it's a share takeover for DLPH. If you're wondering, that's why it's doing so much volume today and up 16%, guys.
All right, nothing new on Disney I see there, Brendan, so thanks for checking it out, but we are still really good here. And shout out to, I think it was Rick, Rick, Disney's insane. Yeah, you're right. You made a couple bucks there. That's great, great call. Thank you for joining us on these calls. Have you been in Disney yet today, Neil? I don't know.
No, I haven't made a trade in Disney, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And it was one of those where we did have a look at it, and I was actually just looking at GM, a trade that I was in, and it looks like we missed that bottom here. I had a level at 21.95, which every now and then, if you have support and it's below an even dollar, it might indicate you got to get aggressive in front of the even dollar. I didn't do that. I was trying to catch this one in front of that 95, and it turns in front of 22 even, so maybe a little bit too picky there. It gives you that retracement, but that's the one we called out from the morning. So if you were short, certainly you didn't get out in front of it. No, not much of an excuse there. It was an obvious level, and when I was looking at a higher time frame, it's trying to get back above VWAP here, and I think that could signal a bit of a buying opportunity in this market recovery when it comes to GM. But for me, the long I really like is going to continue to be that Pinterest. I can get you back to that CPSH. That's another small cap, and like some of the other ones that we've been looking at, trying to hold a higher low and bounce back up. And for this one, it's $1.70. If it takes out that 170 mark, I think you can try to re-enter that short. It was 112 yesterday. There's still room to fill in the gap. But if it bounces here, it's going to be a VWAP long retrace. So you can go long in front, risk 5 cents, reverse to the short side on CPSH.
Guys, whether or not you're trading options, look at Disney. Holy, I can't say certain words here. 105. Bang! Disney, guys, big winner here. $2.50 in the money. I mean, this is what I'm talking about. If you're playing options, you could buy it. When we're buying, you could have shorted it here as well. This is $1.50 clean on the short. This is $2.50 now to the upside. I'm dumping this baby. If it comes below 104.50, I'm going to capture this $2 clean no matter what. And oh yeah, Mr. Softy, another one for the win today, guys. Wow, this has been a very nice day. I just wish I never had Uber. Only one loser today. AbbVie is monstrous for me. Beyond Meat, which we haven't. Time to throw something. Give me something to throw. Look at Beyond Meat. Long, long, long. And now look where we are. 119. Look, I'm glad to be long 80 bucks in my account. But, whoa, 120 breaking now on Beyond Meat up. Wow, 20%, guys. I feel so bad that we ignored this one. But Beyond Meat, wowzers. Hopefully you had the long with us again. Talk about an option play. This is a $10 winner, Brendan.
All right, guys. Altus USA, another one to look at here. ATUS in New York up 1%. Just broke this little pivot from the morning, 23.5. The Canada Pension Plan coming out this morning saying they're cutting ties with their position with Altus. So they had more than 1 million shares apparently that they have sold. But apparently that's good news, guys. ATUS up 1%.
Apparently is. If it is, who knows? Honestly, sometimes who cares? Another name which is up on the day is going to be Hertz. And Hertz is a stock that we've been looking to short. Certainly, yesterday was a fantastic short. The day before that, it was as well. It's now trying to get to the high of the day. 321 is that high. This is where you get consolidation in front of that top. Hertz, of course, trying to avoid bankruptcy here, but they're in a world of hurt. And I think it's a nice chance for us to sell this action, especially the market's at that 28.65 mark. If you remember, Arun gave us this level of significance, and Kevin was talking about it as well. So for us to turn here, I do like that chance, and you want to have some opportunity as much as we're bouncing to take some of these short side trades. And for me, Hertz is the jump in right now.
Yeah, still short here on Space. Just tweeting this out, guys. Let us know how you're liking everything here. Hit me up on Twitter. You have any questions, comments, or concerns? Yeah, we'll send them to our HR department. 1760 here. Nice short. We just cashed them out here, 1707. And thanks for the nice comments there. Neil and I both trying to make this show live because we are live. This is real trading here. This is not like some other shows where they say, blah, 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 blah. I would do this. I would do that. Blah, blah, blah. I'm a bull. I'm a bear. Get out of here, guys. We're actually making these trades. Right now, I'm long AbbVie, Disney, Microsoft, Pinterest, and Space, or short Space, but we've got 5 big trades on here, all with real capital invested here. So that's what we're talking about. Look at Disney. We're still waiting for 104.50 to break. If that does, then we'll be out of this one, and we'll cash in our $2. Microsoft is hovering around here, and it's not doing anything. So I'm flat on Microsoft right now. I literally have 20%, I shouldn't say flat. I have 20% of my 182 long left here, so we're going to wait to see on that one. But Space, oh wow, did Space just break? Yes, it did. Bang, 70-cent winner now on Space as we continue to go down. Brendan, what's the next frontier, buddy?
MGNX, Macro Genetics, yet another earnings name, guys, coming back into 13 here, looking like 13 may hold as support. Look at this volume, more than 20 times relative volume on this name. Earnings were good, got 2-3 upgrades and price target increases on MGNX today, guys.
MGNX added to the list. Just a note on Hertz, guys. If you're trying to short this, because of yesterday's action, it's going to show up 4.6%, but it is short sell restricted, so you can't hit the bid. I'm still actively trying to catch this short. We're at 15, we're at 16. We tried to get it on the offer. We tried to hit that bid. You can't do it. But we'll see if we can't slide into the short position. Starting to get some shares here at 315, so that's what you have to do when you get something that's SSR. You just got to get shares wherever you can. Slide those offers in. If you don't, you can't get position if you don't try. I just finally got them 2 minutes after I tried getting in and hitting that bid. So Hertz, 320 was a good level. Look at this daily chart. This is what I'm working with here. Look at the pre-market action. Look at yesterday in the afternoon. 320 was a huge level for us, so that's why we're shorting in front of it on this little bounce up. Futures rolling over as well, which certainly helps that position. NIO continuing to work in the money for us. XRF basically got back to flat, but it did make a nice little flush initially, so I think we got a good short there. But we need to jump to Brendan at the screen for Sector Watch.
Time for Sector Watch. Yeah, let's have a look at the S&P 500 here, see what is leading this market. Almost the opposite of what we were seeing yesterday. Saw a lot of positivity yesterday with the individual names that were to the downside, kind of limiting the gains. Bit of a reverse story here today. Overall, pretty flat. 0.12% to the upside for the S&P 500. I want to direct your attention right here. The banking sector providing most of the weakness so far. We also have utility and real estate stocks to the downside. The materials group way over in the corner there, also a little bit in negative territory. But the banks, yeah, a couple of earnings names here, CINF and LNC to the downside, leading the way, but really not much positivity coming. A few that are just creeping into positive territory, but overall, the banking sector very red. PVH over here in the consumer discretionary group down almost 4% on earnings as well. So again, individual names kind of offsetting other individual gainers. In this case, GM 6% on earnings to the upside. BWA 4% as well, catching a ride on GM's tail. Target, their little retailer in positive territory. Rest of the retail group definitely negative. Here's the energy group. Devon 5.5% move to the upside. Everything else very negative with crude oil prices, although a bit of a pop, as we said, in crude there. Oxy trying, but still 2.5% to the downside. We mentioned Tyson Food way back at the beginning of the show. 2.5% negative territory. They reported 2 days ago. Mosaic there as well, 3% in negative territory. Tech stocks, big time strength coming from the tech group. FLIR leading the way, 14.5% on earnings there. GPN also in the software group. Earnings were good, 4.8%. Keys, 3% there in the equipment group. All of the semis in positive territory. So semiconductors worth having a look at. Micron, really nice day today, 2% there. We also had AMD. It was on here before. I don't see it now. AMAT here as well, 3.75. KLAC, though, almost 6% to the upside, guys. So semiconductors are strong. Industrials are weak. The transports back in negative territory. They were higher yesterday, but back to the downside. About 0.25%. We're trying to get back to the upside, guys. Back over to you.
We're definitely trying, but look at Microsoft.
Not
now.
everything.
Go ahead, Neil. Yeah.
No, sorry. I was going to say not everything back to the upside. XRF, I wish we'd been a little bit more patient with this, but we did finally get into the short. Got too caught up with size on the bid there and then using that and thinking it was going to be a bit of a long trade. Forget about that. We jumped back in when that 45 broke. 237 short. We just took some out there at 23. Looking to see if we can hit that 2 even target. That 10% is sort of come and gone, but we look to see if we can get more than that on XRF. For those of you guys that are watching it, yeah, it's still up 135%, but it just came back in from $3 and is now sitting at $2.20. That's a big slide back in, and we're seeing if we can continue that trend to the downside in XRF.
What I was saying, yeah, good look there. I know you're in that name. I'm not in it yet myself, but Microsoft right now, guys, we're long 182.83. So yeah, that's a 50-cent win there. So chicken or not, there's a winner for you here. I just feel bad because we did dump most of them in the 90s here on Microsoft that just captured like 15, 20 cents. It's just, it wasn't going, but now it goes. So I need to trust myself on Microsoft because it's my #1 stock, and you should have held that. And that's just a lesson for you guys as well. As I think I'm kicking some cords here. Hopefully I don't disconnect. And now the key pro tip. Don't disconnect your computer when you have 5 positions on. Pinterest here, finally making a little bit of a move back to the upside. We're going to wait to see what this one does. This has been a silly stock today, I find. Just back and forth and around and not really making very many definitive moves here. I've only been long. You don't see any purple ticks. Purple would be short sells. So we go long here, and that's what I'm holding right now, 1820s long on Pinterest and not really doing too much. My largest position by far, though, before I throw it back, I got to go get some fruit salad, actually. It's 10:45. But is Uber, and you know what? Oh, damn it, you gave me something to throw, but I don't know if I throw. There's not much runway here. Uber right now, my worst stock by far, yet I'm invested the most right here into it, and we are short once again on Uber. Short, and it looks like it's going to take out this level right here that we were looking at, 27.60, and then unfortunately we'll have to get out of this one again, but Uber, damn it, without Uber, we would be really big day, and there it goes, flushing out again. Oh, man, look at the market, that's probably why. Microsoft right now, 80 cents in the money, so that's a win, but Uber, I just keep getting dealt with when I try to short this stock, guys.
Yeah, and starting to slide down is Hertz, but I want to give you guys MVIS down 9%. Look at this level at 120 to 122. Look, if it breaks this, I think the trend is gone, and maybe it makes a move to VWAP. Otherwise, I think there's another leg still. It didn't quite get to my target. Someone was asking, and I said 103. They were asking if 112 was a good place to get out, and I told them 103 was a good price that I liked. It tried to test it. It didn't quite get there. This one could be back to penny stock status. It was before, but if it can't break 120, I think there's a decent chance you're going to see that 1 even mark once again. Hertz, like I did mention, in. If you guys couldn't catch this trade, it's understandable because the short sell restricted, but we did talk about that 320 level. I will be taking some shares out here on VWAP, but I am looking to see if it'll retest 3 even ultimately. So all the way down, we'll be trying to get some shares out. First here at 310.11 at VWAP, and then again at about 305, and then again at 3 even, as long as we can slide back down. The fact that it's coming in when the market goes up, another positive sign when you have a short trade on.
Okay, your boy also has GM right now. That's a nice little swish here. We talked about this one. Hopefully you guys saw this one. Neil was basically trading, and I asked him if he was still in this one. We saw some consolidation. I know Neil pointed out some of these, 22.50 and whatnot. I took the long rate here, 22.60. What's my price? 62 right now. Cashed them out, 69 there. Also some 65s. So now we're at 70. So a nice little 8-cent win here, and it's a big position because it doesn't move that much. So we have some decent shares here. We'll wait if we get a 22.70 break, maybe 22. Here we go. Wow, nice little win here. So I'm happy to take this trade. Uber, I'm going to get back to you in a minute and see if I can't make that money back. But right now, GM to the upside here. A quick little 10-cent win. So we hit the cheer now as we're at 22.75. Nice little 10 cents here on GM. Let's take it, guys.
Yeah, and that Pinterest that you're talking about here, Sean, look, I've been looking for that 18.50 test. The fact that it goes to 40, that's pretty close. It doesn't quite hit my target, so I don't love it. But you have to notice here that this last retracement did two things. It didn't get to VWAP. It bounced now at 18.05, so that's not a bad place if you're looking for a trail, but it's trying to put in a lower high. And that's just one of those signs that if it does this and then breaks 18.05, it's probably going to get bounce back to VWAP. And two things you want to consider here. Do you want to reload a VWAP? If yes, you want to take some more profit off. Because I only have a third of my position left, I don't necessarily have to worry about that, but if you haven't taken profit here, you might want to consider trailing it and giving yourself an opportunity to get more down at the bottom. Hertz, we just told you about this one. We just got that break of VWAP. I took some shares out there at 11. I just got some shares out there in front of 305. The last part of the plan will be out in front of 3 even. We just told you about it, and we're able to go, I don't know, we'll go cash it off here. Why not? We'll see what that one is. Dropping the cash. That was a little too muted. I don't like that one. I'm going to find a better one for you next time. But if we can get that move to 3 even, that's what we're talking about. 320 on the daily. 320 yesterday as a top was a great trade. The market gives us that short. I'm looking for an excuse to short Hertz. The market pops, goes right into my resistance area, and gives you that fantastic short, but you had to be there waiting for it. SSR, hard to pick up unless you're aggressive.
Guys, look at this. I mean, GM now. Wow. What a runner, guys. I mean, we go Dancing Gorilla. Here's one we haven't used in a bit, Neil. So there we go. The Dancing Gorilla on GM just going to the upside here. 22.675. We're long 62 right now on GM. So that's a good one. Our Microsoft is still, wow, nicely at the day's high here. Good trade here. This one we are long $1 ago. It's actually 85 cents in the money right now. Pinterest not doing anything. Oh, yeah. And guess what? I reshorted Uber as this one just continues to go up. I just don't believe this stock's going up here. Their drivers are a little bit trouble. They're talking about firing. Brandon mentioned that, letting go some drivers here early today. We'll wait to see now what's going on as this world. I guess Uber's getting a bump up as people think this world's back to normal. I don't think so yet. GM, though, we are taking this profit out. 75, it's having a hard time bouncing. That's where there was some consolidation before. So we'll wait to see. I'd like to get some out 79 now for a 17-cent winner. But there it is, guys. Floss it off on GM. Really happy with this one. We hammered it, put some capital to work there. So good trade here. Let's get some out as it's approaching 22.80, Brendan.
AXLA, guys. Axela, Pharma, a little one from Small Cap World, coming up to $7. Interesting look here. It's been up here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times and failed every single time. They had positive data on a liver disease trial or treatment for a liver disease that they're working on. So that's why they're up 41%. But interesting resistance level here for AXLA, guys.
Definitely a good look, AXLA, but I want to get you guys back to that XRF. I know a few of you are watching it here. I do add that short here at 237. We tried to add at least one time when it bounced back up. Couldn't catch it there at 39, but that's fine. We're looking to see if it can take out that 2 even. If it gets past 2, look, I mean, Adam just mentioned 170. I think 180, 187 is a bit of a level as well. So a couple of places you can target out there. Now, the momentum of a break of 2, I think part of that is going to be some longs that are going to give up at that price. And if you look at this stock coming from 94 cents yesterday, anyone that caught this in the pre-market at $1, $1.20, this is who you're sort of up against on this retracement play. If they have a trail, maybe it's going to be at 2 even if they're not already out when that 240 to 250 area broke. So that's what we're working with on that short trade. Hertz continues to work for us, but again, not getting that out until it gets closer to that 3 even mark. That MVIS has broken that 120. So if it can hold here and break above VWAP, this could be an interesting long play. It's been a short retrace the last little bit, but this could be the first long that could work out for you here if you caught that little bottom. 103 was my bottom. It actually looks like it turned at 108.
Yeah, just watching out here for Uber. We did get stopped out on that one again, so I mean, I don't know what I'm doing here, flushing ourselves down the hole. If I just ignored this stock today, it would be a great day, but we didn't, so that's fine. Uber right now, 27.70. I still like the short. I mean, and the reason why, guys, you still have a nice little top here. I just don't like the story that Uber's presenting right now on the day. This is our first long. This is where we sort of got messed up, taking the long early on, and then it failed so hard, but then it's almost like a complete V back to up here. So that's why I thought we'd get into this area maybe right now and think about shorting it. So again, I don't like, it's going to seem like a revenge trade, but if these futures do turn around here, I do think Uber falls again, and I'd like to be part of it. So let's try it one more time here, using maybe even 28 as our stop, but I think we need to get back into Uber as GM right now. We're almost out of all of this one. This one has been a big winner for me. GM to the upside, Uber to the downside. Let's see if we can't figure this out, guys.
Yeah, absolutely. And without further ado, it's time to talk a little bit about your money and some crypto, which has been in play. Let's go to the big screen with Brendan.
Hey guys, yeah, currency time. Yeah, definitely. Nice move for Bitcoin today. We're going to start off with Bitcoin. In fact, wanted to point out this level back here from way back end of April. We had to move up to about 9,200. So approaching that area again, 9,200 should see some resistance. But this has been in a pretty tight channel here for the better part of 2-3 weeks now. As far as Bitcoin is concerned, 8660 up to about this 91.5, 9,200 area for Bitcoin. So yeah, down here, Bitcoin 2.8% today to the upside. Ethereum dragging along with it, 2 and change, 207 up about 1.5% for Ethereum. But nice look on the chart for Bitcoin. If we get above that 9,200 area, should get another push to the upside. Everything else pretty muted. Some US dollar strength coming back into play today. So we have the Canadian dollar back to the downside by 0.5%. Oil also pushing the CAD to the downside, so 70.8 for the Canadian dollar. The euro also negative, back below that 108. Just trying to flip back and forth across 108 right now for the euro. British pound also negative 0.6%, 123.5. Everything else pretty muted down here. Turkish lira, though, didn't find any significant news, but 1.5% move to the upside for the Turkish lira. Guys, back over to you.
Okay, yeah. Okay, Uber right now, 27.65 is where I'm in on this one. I'm trying to give it to this 27.70, 27.80 range like we talked about it. It's been a complete failure, so there is no disco ball dancing here for Uber today, but that's the only real negative stock that we've had all day today. Disney continues its move to the upside, but there is a little pullback. This is where we cashed out. I told you guys 104.50, we'd get out of this 102.50 long, so that's a smooth $2. Should have reversed short, did not. We'll check out Disney here on the short side to see if this market does fade out. My big short, of course, I've talked about it to death here, is going to be Uber. So we'll wait to see, guys, as it just continues to make a climb up here. I cannot believe the comeback that Uber's made here, almost up $1 from its bottom. I know the market's rallied as well, but here the market's pulling back down, and it's not pulling down a lot, but I do think that this Uber maybe run is a little inflated here, but I have to get out if it breaks. So there's really nothing I can do here. I'm too invested into this one. Microsoft still nicely near the high of the day. I'm going to get out if it breaks this 183.50 or so. We're long at 182.80. So Microsoft has been pretty much a monster stock here today for me once again. My number one stock, Beyond Meat maybe of all time, but Microsoft, well, not of all time, but in last year. Microsoft's a big one for this year, guys.
Yeah, I just took a quick little bathroom break there, guys. So I know you guys are looking at MVIS, and I was mentioning, look, when something has done 46 million shares in volume, you don't have to sit there with a level break. And I talked about 120 to 122, a nice little break to the upside, possibly making a bottom. You don't have to jump in the second you see it tick above. Not when the volume is that good, not when the liquidity is that good. It's not going to be hard to get into a trade like this if you want it. So I'm going to take take a shot here below VWAP, which I know it seems a bit counterintuitive, but there was a bit of a wall. It's trying to break through. I think if you give this one not to the low of the day, I don't think that's too reasonable. But if you want to give this one to about $1.15 or so, that's a more reasonable trade. Going to start working into it, see if we can get a price of 120 or so. And then if it wants to take out 125 of VWAP, you can add on the way up. It has a chance to get back to that 140 level and give you 10%. And I think that would be the natural resistance point. Of course, it was a huge floor between that and 45 the last couple of days.
Yeah, exactly. Lots of big levels here, lots of key levels all over the place as we're looking at some stocks here. GM, nice little in on that one as well. We'll wait to see if that one can go. We just got some about 22.75 there off of our 22.60 long. We are almost flat GM here, guys. So no big deal on that one, but we'll wait to see. That's a good trade. My biggest trade right now on board is this guy right here, Uber. We're going to wait. It's against me now. It's 27.70, 27.66 is our average in. You can see a bunch of purples here. So if the market tanks and or Uber tanks, then you'll be seeing me a little happier than we are right now. Lot invested on this one, so let's see if Uber can't hold through for us and continue to go downside. Microsoft keeps going upside here. Days high on Microsoft, so that's a big swish, but we need to get out of Uber if it does go up. We'll wait for Microsoft to go up as well. Brendan, what's up, bud?
Vapotherm, guys, another earnings name here, a little medical equipment maker, 21% on the day, still a nice look, but did fail there at 28, so came back into 28, was holding for a better part of an hour and then let go. We're back to 27 in a hurry here, so working its way lower, but Vapotherm earnings were better than expected. Guys.
Vapotherm.
Vapo, okay, that's a new one for me. You learn new stocks all the time. One that's not new to us here, CLVS, up 16%, and wow, thank you very much. I didn't see who that, I think it was Masih. I'm not sure how to pronounce your name, but good look. I mean, I like these retracement plays. You're talking about 1, 2, 3, 4 times making a lower high here and holding it on CLVS. It's up 16% and now looking to aggressively pull back in. I think your target is to get a price close to 9. If you can do it, it breaks VWAP. You start taking some profit out here. Lots of room to come back in. You just want to make sure you do jump to that higher time frame. And note, there was a bit of a resistance level was approaching anyways on the daily, so you kind of like the fact that there might be some profit taking. If I was long this one and watch it roll over, you'd be thinking about taking profit if you had it at $7 or $8 here. So worth a shot here, I think, on CLVS, as long as you get your price close to that 9 or 9.05 mark, because you're working off of this lower high at 9.15, not necessarily the high of the day from a risk to reward standpoint.
Yes, and here goes Uber finally to the downside here. We just take a little bit off 61 there. Our average price 66. So that's a 5-cent win. Again, we're loaded up. We want more than 5 cents, obviously. So we're going to take off some there, put some money in our pocket temporarily, and then hopefully we get this back down to VWAP here, 27.40. And like I said, we can make some money back. You see the futures are falling a little bit. I'd love for them to break this. Here we go. See if we can't come to the downside here. I don't really have any bids. I have some at 27.57, midway through the 50s. We'll take that if we can get it on this break. But here we go, 27.60. I don't know why it's holding up. Come on, Uber, come to the downside right now. There it is, bang, catapulting. So here we go, guys. Let's start going here on Uber. This would be a nice little trade. I talked about this. We get elevated if this had happened. So here we go, 27.50 to the downside. But right now, the person that you really want to see is not Neil or myself, but Valeria. Take it over on the screen.
Hey guys, welcome to the European update. Europe is in negative territory mostly. Britain is up 0.4%. Germany is down 0.53%. France is down 0.53% also. Italy is down 0.52%. Spain is down 0.45%. And Russia is down 0.42%. Well, guys, many countries across Europe reported that the number of daily new coronavirus cases is declining, though United Kingdom, Sweden, Poland, Romania, and Bulgaria are not seeing a decline. European Union forecasts that its GDP will drop 7.5% this year. The German government agreed to reopen large parts of its economy. That's all for today, and I'll keep you updated. Back to guys.
All right, and here we go. Uber, we just took some out again in the low 50s, still waiting for this one. That's really all that I have on right now. I mean, Microsoft, we're still waiting for 183.50 to break, and then we'll take a clean 80 cents on that one as well. Pinterest floating around in GM. This is why we're out. We're flat on GM as it comes all the way back, guys. Ready for Brendan again? Okay, Brendan, what's up, bud?
I was going to jump in there from Valeria, but it's fine. Alpha Pro Tech here, guys. APT. I wish I saw this one earlier this morning. They actually reported earnings. So the mask. What am I saying? The mask maker, medical mask maker, Alpha Pro Tech, APT, up 5% still, but gave you a shot at 14.50 up here this morning a couple of times. That was a great short, back to 13.50 for APT, guys.
Okay, yeah,
so I'm going to have to put the position board on for you guys because I have quite a few for this time of day. I mean, you guys keep hollering out, and I see setups that I like, and I always sort of say to you, if you have a setup that fits your trading strategy, you have to take them all as long as you can execute them properly. So let's throw it up here. I do have CLVS. We just got into that one. It's at 8.98, and I did say you want your price closer to 9. If I could have gotten some at 9.05, I would have done so. I did try to get some more as well. CPSH tried to take the bottom off at 168. We're adding to that in the 170 range in front of 180. I have a short in Hertz still at 316. That's in the money for us. We have MVIS in front of 315, long at 118. Pinterest still holding on at 1790 long. That's in the money. And XRF, yes, 237. We are short. Yes, that is in the money right now, over 10%. I know you hear me talk about that, but we did mention why I like to see if it can break that to even, and then there's room to the downside to about 187 for me. And I know Adam, one of our traders in the chat, talking about 170 at least, so lots of room if that one wants to roll over. But here comes CLVS breaking VWAP, so that's already working for us. Thanks for that shout out. We love that one.
Yes, check out our VWAP video as well on our Market Wisdom page. Those of you guys, we're going to be busting out some new videos very soon as well. So make sure you subscribe so you get the update on that one. Yeah, my Pinterest, I mean, I'm just, like I said, I'm just kind of just getting out here of it, capturing some spread and back and forth on that. So not much happening there. But guys, guess what? Kaboom, it's confetti time as Microsoft now near the day's high. And yeah, by the way, we're long, if you didn't know that. So we're long still right here, 182.80 off this little VWAP break there. What is VWAP? Asked Valeria. But if you don't know, check out that link there that Valeria is going to post for VWAP. Microsoft to the top side here, still a nice little dollar plus in the money as we go. Uber trying to fade back down here. We're still waiting. We're short 27.66. We did capture out some down here. All of these purple marks are to the downside. So let's wait to see here if Uber does want to fade back in. But right now, that's what we're looking at and that's what we're working with. Uber, GM, Microsoft, Pinterest, a little bit of Bitcoin looking at that as well. So yeah, things are moving again. Bitcoin halving coming. I think it's today or tomorrow, the Bitcoin halving. So we'll see what miners like to think about that one. But right now, Oxy looks like that's 1470 and moving around XOM as well. I think we got to check some oil miners.
I'm hitting some timber action, and that's going to be for CLVS, breaking definitively through VWAP now. So we grabbed that rollover, $9. Look, we got $8.98. And again, like I said, we should have had maybe a bit of a better price if we caught this earlier. You certainly could have $9.10, $9.05 as your price. This little leg here, you did see on the way up, it had a pullback to $8.70. I think that's a reasonable place to take your next target area out. And then from there, you're looking for an $8.50 retrace as your home run style trade on CLVS. We have a few positions on right now. Hertz continues to be in the money for us, but watching out for that MBIS because 115 is what I want to give it to, not that 103 bottom. Brendan, what do you got?
Callaway, I think, was asking about this one. Clean Spark, CLSK in the chat there, 21% to the downside. Huge move yesterday to the upside. I believe they had earnings, got all the way up to 475. This looks weak to me. I mean, we're back below these little tiny pivots from the morning earlier yesterday. So 250, 260, it looks like definitely levels to be aware of here. If this thing does break this 220, watch out below. I mean, you go back, another day here. This thing was 130, 120. So room to the downside, I feel, for CLSK, guys.
115. I do see. I see what people are talking about here with not Uber. That's what I'm on.
Beyond Meat.
Beyond Meat. Yeah. Like breaking through that little spot there. It was really high. We did talk about that one. This is my anger spot. Well, not actually Uber. I'm much more angry at Uber. But Beyond Meat here, guys. Yeah, all the way to 120. We saw that. I talked about it when it was at 120. Not sure why we didn't short it up there, but now a nice little breakthrough here. We're gonna wait for this 115.50 or so area, but I don't know if it gets there or not. But almost 20 million shares. Wow. What's up?
I have too many positions, man. I have like I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 positions on, like 5 shorts and a couple of longs, and that's how I'm going to miss out on what might have been the best of these short retraces. It's that same setup we were talking about in CLVS and a couple of these other stocks, where it's you get that high, and it happens to also be at 120. Man, that's awesome. It then fails to get back to it, and someone mentioned you're too late for the short. I tend to agree here. If you didn't catch it when it failed at 119.50 the first time or the second time and got a price around 119 even, at this point you're shorting it and thinking, well, if it holds here at VWAP, and of course there was a ramp at 115.50 earlier, there's not a lot of risk to reward. You're risking $1.50, and if it bounces at VWAP, you're not making much, only about 50 cents to $1. So I don't love it here. I would have loved it earlier, and I hope you guys had it. That's why we talk about levels and setups, so that you can look at these things and make these decisions for yourself. It's all about finding these little strategies that work out. I'm sort of heavily invested with so many positions here. You are going to miss a few things from time to time. I hope you guys are trading along with that CLVS. This one could be a good one, but also that XRF, man, it's leveling off at $2 if it breaks. That could be absolutely fantastic for us there to the short side. It's getting really sleepy over here in Hertz and NEO, but again, I think with stocks like this, they're both like $3 names. You know, and Hertz has come back to VWAP and failed. So the fact that we're short here at that 315, 316 entry point, that bodes well for us. If it wants to break 05s, fine. We'll get our last target at the low of the day there. Otherwise, I still have a break-even stop at 320 stop. We've slid to break even. And even then, I'd probably short it one more time at 320 or in front of it. That was a big level on Hertz.
Oh, by the way, guys, I found another stock. Thank you, Jamie, for this one. Another stock that I want to just do this for, because I already did really well on AbbVie. I mean, absolutely no problems here. Look where I was buying, 86.80 here, and was loving it, talking about how much I love this trade. And then, of course, it goes all the way to 87.20, 25. So we take about 40, 50 cents on that one. Then it comes back down. It consolidates here. We get out the rest before holding our last 10% out for basically flat. And then look what happens. All the way to 88. So hopefully you guys followed us on that one. And we did have it. So, but this is the bigger one here. Uber now, finally, guys. I told you we were loaded up. I'm not making back what I lost, but nice little make money on Uber here as it just comes back in a little bit. Just what we wanted off these shorts. So right now we're short 27.67 up here and just cashing out a little bit here. Would like it to get back into this area, 27.33. I'm hands off on Uber until I see it come all the way back down. I don't have any bids anymore out, so we'll wait to see 27.40. I like to see. I'll probably put a bid here around VWAP. But then I'd love to see it back at 35. What'd I be?
The one from the cloud space here, guys. Annette, Arista Networks reported aftermarket yesterday. Big puke on the earnings, down to 206. But look where we are. We're right back at these pre-market levels, which was a little bit of support initially from the aftermarket. So have a look at Annette, guys. 211 might be interesting.
All right.
Guys, I'm just going to let you guys know, I just talked about a setup for a retracement on stocks that are running here, and I know Pinterest is down 12%, but you're seeing the same thing. It topped out at 1840. You're now seeing it hold higher lows. I'm not going to go short because I put a few of these on already, but I got to take out some of my long position. You can't stare that in the face and say it looks like it's setting up for a short, and you're sitting in a long and not taking your profit. I got 1790 long on that Pinterest position. My last entry here was at 86, so you're taking a 35 cent win here and should be very happy with it. That's what I'm going to go ahead and do. It didn't quite get to 50 that we wanted to see, but it got close enough. I think the call was good on the reversal. The call that it bounced off VWAP was a good one as well. Just didn't get quite the upside that we would have hoped for, but you can't squabble over 5 or 10 cents when it starts to reverse here. You just got to play the price action. That's what we're going to do, covering Pinterest and ending that trade.
Yep. Pinterest, yeah, I'm basically flat on that one. We're still waiting for Microsoft to break, which it might do right now, and then we'll get out of that trade very soon as well. Look at this little VWAP pickup right here on Uber, 27.46 out on that. That's a 20-cent win there. So we flossed that one off, and we're really happy with that one. Microsoft, still a nice little trade in the money. Pinterest, I know Neil just talked about it. We're still long at 18.23, so nice little 10 cents, 15 cents now in the money on that one. We'll wait to see, but everything else making some sense and making some dollars here as well. So good call there. Let's check out Disney 104. I was very surprised at this one. I think we maybe can short it off of 104.15, but guys, it's 11.10 right now. Neil, have I talked about this time of day a lot. It's not a great time to be initiating new positions, so I really need to find a stock that's moving like a Beyond Meat or something, not like a Disney where we could get wicked out a little bit on these plays, and definitely not like Uber that hasn't been my friend today. Would love for it to come back down. Let's see what these futures want to do, but I think it's about time to exit out of Uber. It didn't break through that VWAP. I don't like that. Now you have the futures coming back up. We're short 27.67, so it's a nice little 13 penny winner right now if we take it. So I may decide to dump about half of what we have left on Uber around 27.50, guys.
And you know what? It just feels like the second I get out of Pinterest, this is what it's going to do, guys. It's taking the top off because that's what it loves to do. And look, every now and then you're going to take a winning trade and then you're going to start crying. You know what? You can't get too upset about this. Like, realistically, if you sit there and punish yourself for every winner saying you could have had a little bit more, you can always have more. You don't always get top wick. You don't always have a perfect trade. If the setup says for you to take profit, you move on to the next one. That's what it's all about here. I'm not going to sit here and cry over spilt milk, but I do want to get you back to XRF. Now, Sean mentioned you don't want to have too many initiations of positions at this time of day, which also means you don't want to stare a gift horse in the mouth too often. And when we get that break of 2 even on XRF, I would have liked to see it just immediately flush down to my target level at 187. It's not really doing that too rapidly. I'm going to leave it in, but I am going to trail this one, guys. I think I'll give it back to maybe 210, lock in over 10% of a win here on that 237 short. While still allowing ourselves to catch maybe that home run trade, a 50-cent win on XRF. So my target's still to make 50 pennies on this $2 name, but I'm going to trail this one and make sure we don't give it up. So 210 is my trail on XRF.
Oh man, sorry about all the exclamation marks there, but Uber, finally we take that cab ride. Is it a cab? I don't know what it is. Maybe they need some definitions on that one. But we take Uber now. Looks like it's for the win, and bang, a quick 30-cent winner right now on Uber, guys. We take it. I told you we got some more out here before VWAP, then it cracks through VWAP. Finally, you're seeing what the futures are doing. So the short's getting paid off right now as we love this right here. Uber coming back down. I said to you guys, we'll wait for it to get back into the 30s where we'll get out and thank God explode the money. My day turns around instantly there. Thank you so much, Uber. You are now a friend of mine. Back down here, a nice little 35-cent winner. Slap shot action, Uber. We take that one. All these purples are short, and then finally now to the downside. So we're banking this one. Good job, Uber. Thank you for saving the day.
Yeah, and oddly enough, I was complaining about Pinterest, but look at this. It does fail again at 1850. So at some point, hey, pins could turn back into a short. Here's the problem, down that 12%. It's going to be short sell restricted. So if you look at this and say, yeah, a break of 1820 is a good short, or building a short position in front of 1850, both those things make some sense to me. You just have to understand that you need to sit on the offer or just try to get a passive fill because you need an uptick to be able to hit that bid aggressively. Brendan, what do you have?
Never-ending earnings, guys. EVBG, a little software maker here, 20% move today. This thing has gone from 123 now to 136 in a straight line after a little bit of trouble at the open there. But Everbridge, software maker, earnings beat right across the board, guys.
Certainly worth that look there, guys. I actually have a lot of positions still on. One of them is very, very sleepy. And it's going to be both Hertz is as well. But CPSH was one that I don't know that I covered at the time. I did mention to you we did want to try out a secondary push on this. We had a pre-market trade, which was fantastic, and we got bottom wick right at the open on this one at at 175. And as it retested that level a few times, it finally broke down. Now we have a downward trend. I'm working within this 180 top here to build a position in front of. I do have my price on this to 172, which is decent. We'll risk about 10 cents to see if it continues to flush down. It's still up 50%. When you go to that higher time frame, you can sort of see how big of a gap it's put in the last couple of days. Even if it were to just get back to yesterday's top, 157, that would be a solid return for us there, just under that 10% mark. What I would love to see is closer to this chop here in 130 and 140. So that's another one of our short plays that we have on. MVIS is still holding here above 115, so that one's actually a long for me at this point, despite the fact that most of our positions right now have been those rollover shorts, and one of those is still going to be CLVS. There's just not a heck of a lot of reason to be out of this trade if you have it. And I know a couple of you guys are watching this. It breaks VWAP. You take some profit out here. We just got some out there at 871. So, of course, that's almost a 30-cent win. At this point, I'm just looking to see if it can get back to those pre-market levels, down to 830, 835. Catch yourself a 50, 60-cent winner on CLVS. You're positioned well. Market's rolling over. This is holding below VWAP. We're just going to hang on to this trade. I might put a trailing stop if it breaks 850. Otherwise, we're going to sit and see how far it can go.
Yeah, there's some beeping in the background. Can we find out what that is. I don't know what that is. Maybe is it mine?
It's a bomb. Oh,
It's a bomb? Okay, hopefully that's not true.
It's a mouse trap.
Yeah. Oh, mouse trap. Oh, right. Yeah,
Well, we could. If you guys have any suggestions on mouse traps, we could probably use one around here.
Valeria needs some suggestions here because yesterday she was freaked out when a little mouse was running behind me.
I shouldn't laugh because obviously it's understandable being afraid of a mouse.
Well,
I guess.
Caught, just FYI, guys, I caught, well, not FYI, I mean, I don't have a problem, but you try to be humane with some mice here. I caught a couple the last couple days running around as springtime here in Toronto. So obviously,
that's the reality.
Mice running rampant. As long as it's not a rat, Valeria, we will be fine. So don't worry about that one coming through. So, okay,
tiny, guys.
Uber right now, that's been a big trade. Obviously, we hit the button for that one. That's been a big one as we go. I know Neil's been mentioning a little bit about Pinterest here. So here's Pinterest. And Neil, yeah, I did get that top wick there again, 1840.
Blam.
So we are still long right now, 1823. It's coming up to actually that's 1841, I guess. We'll wait to see what happens here at 1840. I don't know. I mean, I'm happy with Pinterest. I'm up on it, but it's been, like Neil said, a sleepy stock. So we'll pass on that one. Microsoft still well in the money. Still doesn't want to break this 183.50 here, so we'll wait to see what happens on that one. That's an 80-cent winner right now, but still lots of stocks to go here. But it's 11:15, so we are getting a little bit tired on the market, although it is fading back down here.
Yeah, and speaking of fading back down, here's Hertz for you guys. And look again, like you don't have to always be super active once you get into position, and then you're sort of with the money or you're with the trend. And we gave this stock, and we talked about that 320 area on the daily chart, looking at yesterday's action, looking at the pre-market high as well. And then you get this nice test. And again, the futures gave you this trade. The market moved to the upside. A weak name like Hertz turned positive, and then we're able to take this short at 315, 316. And now that we've taken some profit out, like I said, if it's either going to get to the low of the day, or it gives me a reload, or we get break even. Either way, we're going to take this one and we're take this one out at 01 or 02 in front of that bottom. MVIS, I know you guys are asking about it. Yeah, it's going in the money. I'm not excited till it gets to like 125 or higher. I'm long here at 118. Yeah, it's in the money. That's great. It's got to break a few pennies higher before I get really excited or even consider taking any profit off. Brendan, what do you got?
Threw this one out there a few minutes ago, but cars.com still going here, guys. Yet another volume spike on cars.com. Cars in New York, 31-ish%. $6 ahead of us here. Really nice look for cars on earnings, guys.
Yeah.
And there it is. Actually, we talk about it. We'll throw the disco ball up and dance it off a little bit, even though I question whether it's good disco music that we put on when we have this graphic. But Hertz, I just mentioned it, and it just gave me that bottom. So 302, our final out, 315, 316 short. Essentially, it's all just about capturing the range here. We identified the top as 320, thinking that it would resist that. We grabbed the 315, 316, and we get all the way out here at the low of the day. So, you know, sometimes it's just about identifying key level, identifying the range, and then making sure you're in the right direction. That's what we did here with Hertz. A successful trade for us here. Now down to about 6 positions. So at some point I'll put the position board back on, but we just reviewed a bunch of them.
Yeah, we don't need to keep reviewing, but yeah, I mean, I have the same ones as well, so it's kind of going to sound like a broken record here. We still have Microsoft waiting, we got Pinterest to the top side, and we have Uber still downside now. We're still short Uber, 27.69, and we are ready for Valeria.
Hey guys, talking about mouse, someone said on that it was tiny. It wasn't tiny, but it says only one thing, that our show is so great that even mouses want to be traders. Well guys, we created a whole educational channel called Market Wisdom by Trader TV Live. Go check out our first video about VWAP and write in the comments what you would want us to make next. But we're already preparing a lot of educational videos. They will be available for you very soon, maybe this week. How to short selling, the best strategies for beginners, what is support and resistance, and many more will help you and to become a better trader. And here goes question for Neil and Sean. Our viewer is asking, how does your team manage stocks that are SSR for the day? Do you stay away from them or use a specific strategy? Neil?
Okay, so you don't stay away from them because, look, one of the things that we talk about for catalysts is you want volatility, right, Sean? And
exactly.
if it's short sell restricted, that means it was either up or down, it was either down that 10% today or yesterday, so it's in play. You can't avoid a stock that's in play. So my strategy is just try to be a little bit more aggressive, identify pullback areas if that's the way that you want to catch a short. The other thing you can do, and for us, Day Trade the World with direct market access, is have keys that allow you to execute on some of the dark pools. I find using midpoints and sitting in the dark, you try to get that fill any way you can when you can't hit the bid. And for us, the access to be able to hit some of those ATSs, some of those gateways, and excess dark pools is huge on SSR stocks. If you can't do that, then like I said, you're playing pullbacks or hoping to get lucky, but you cannot avoid stocks that are short sale restricted. That's where the volatility is.
Yeah, market wisdom there. Yeah, and yeah, I mean, I would, someone asking about what the name of it is. Valeria can maybe help with some links there. Valeria, why don't you throw the link to the VWAP video? That'd be good. Okay, right now, guys, yeah, I mean, how I would trade SSR is very similar. Same thing, we like to cross down. Like, so if Beyond Meat was SSR and you want to get short here, 117, you cross down like 116.50 or something. So hopefully you get hit on the way down. And so it kind of keeps trailing it, and then use a dark pool key, like Neil said. But a lot of you guys that don't have direct market access, hopefully your broker routes to some of those dark pools as well, because that's where a lot of the fills are. Yeah, believe me, guys, I know all about Uber and where that's at right now. Uber is my biggest position here. We did talk about that a little bit. 27.35. My best out was right here at 35. So let's wait to see where this one wants to go. Uber, I'm still thinking we break down lower here. Look at the market. The market's giving back. This makes sense to me. So let's see if Uber wants to pull back down here. 27.30 is where I'll get out of some of my shares, and then hopefully the rest. I honestly think we can get back to 27, especially with this market looking a little sick the way it is. So I'm excited to see if Uber gets back to that level, Neil. So we'll wait to see on that one, but I will put an order right around this little tick here, 27.30, maybe 27.31, and take a clean 40 cents on Uber on some of these shares.
Yeah, and looking at that XRF, here we go, baby. That $2 mark. It looks like it wants to retrace it. We did have a 210 trail on this thing, and it got to 209. So, you know, we get fortunate that we didn't get trailed out there on the way back up. It's still a winner if it goes through that price, and that's fine. We still want to see if we can get that 50 penny winner on this name. And when the market is selling off, like you mentioned, Sean, but I just got triggered on that CPSH. We made some rollover bets on a lot of stocks here to the south side, but I think as long as the risk to reward structure was there, I do like it. We're going to lose 10 pennies on this one. You know, you're going to pay for that back with your XRF trade, hopefully with MBIS. NEO still on, of course, to the south side. And then, of course, that CLVS, that was a winner for us short. So you have a setup, you take it. If I only took CPSH to the short side, and not those other three names, I'm sitting there on a loser. Otherwise, I'm winning on 75% of them. So, you know, I know it seems like I have more positions on at this time of day, and that, yes, that is true. It's just because you want to make sure you're taking everything so that the percentages work out for you within your own setups and within your own strategy. So sometimes it means you extend yourself a bit more. You got to make sure you work up to that. That's where we're at here. Loving that XRF. I hope you still have it there, Adam. I know your target's more aggressive than even mine.
Yeah, good. XRF. And yes, awesome. Thanks, guys. Thanks for everybody for watching the show, too. Very big day for us here. And yeah, you know, hit that like, hit that subscribe. I don't think we've said that enough today. We're giving you the show for free, so we got to tell YouTube how much you love it. Pretty soon, guys, it'll be merch time. It'll be merch time soon, so let us know. We got the merch shelf up on YouTube. We'll be putting some stuff up there eventually. You'll be able to get maybe some hats, some t-shirts, whatever. That's a good way to support us as well. We do have the Super Chat feature as well. I hope we're giving you guys some winners, including Disney and Beyond Meat. And just to let you guys know, I am looking to short Beyond Meat if it does get to this VWAP. I don't know if it gets there, 1550 or not. Otherwise, just because this market is puking down, I would go. I mean, I would definitely go long here, but I just got to wait to see. I'd actually rather wait to 120 to break before we go long and get aggressive on Beyond, Brendan.
Yeah, market weak, but have a look at Sprouts Farmers here, guys. Another food maker. We had Tyson's a couple of days ago reported earnings. This one out, SFM reporting earnings aftermarket yesterday. Better than expected. Just broke 24 on decent volume here. Day highs, as like we said, market looking a little weak, guys.
Yeah, as you say, looking weak, that MBIS could fail. It just tested around my stop, not quite to the trigger point, but it did try to get down. So this was that level here, 114, 115. This is what I'm working with. It's going to try to bounce, but you had to notice, look, it failed at VWAP. This is the range that we're talking about. We're trying to break out through VWAP while holding a higher low on MBIS. So that's the structure. If it breaks it, I'm out. Not going to get cute. Watch out for that low of day at 103. If you're short, I think it's a good profit-taking point. If you stayed to the south side on that trade, you're probably reloading at VWAP. 103 was the level I looked at. It bounced higher than that. So we're still in the long. We're not done yet on this, but you got to watch out for that 114, 115 mark. It just tested it here and did not quite trigger. XRF still holding 38 cents in the money. That's fantastic for us. I want to get you guys back to Carnival. You guys are mentioning NCLH flushing. Carnival's getting very, very close to its low of the day. So in this futures rollover, 1288, let's watch out for that level. If it does make a fresh low, we've seen this thing go. I don't love breakouts or sort of breakdowns at this time of day, so we might take a smaller position than normal if we take out the low on Carnival.
Yeah, Carnival Cruise. Yeah, I mean that's what we keep talking about. There's Uber. We get it at that tick right there. So we put up the Canadian flag here. Uber's still pretty strong in Canada, obviously. I see them driving everywhere. We have Uber and Lyft, but there we go out at that wick. Now we have a very, very small position left on Uber. It just, you know, the market's crashed out. You do get a little tick up here in the market. So I think it's about time to get out of this Uber, and that we did. So nice little trade there. So good. We made some of the money back. Still a negative stock for us today. We talk about everything, right? We don't just talk about our winners here. We talk about our losers. And right now today, Uber has been sort of a miss the boat for me. I wish I would have traded this a little differently than I had today. This should have been a short up here, not a long. But Valeria has some thoughts. What's up, Valeria?
Dear viewers, welcome everyone who just joined us. Subscribe to our channel and catch us live every day at 9 a.m. for free. Share the link with friends and of course mention us on social media. You can find us everywhere at Trader TV Live. Also hit the thumbs up. Guys, we need just around 50 more likes to reach 400. Please support us. We are trying for you and I hope we are being helpful and entertaining. Also, Eric on chat asked where he can buy our merch. Well, Eric, we are getting it ready. It will be very cool. You will like it and we'll announce that as soon as it's ready. Also, guys, subscribe for our educational channel. More videos are coming. Write in the comments under VWAP video. What do you want us to make next and how do you like it? Was it helpful? I'm pretty sure it was because professional traders were working on that. Well, guys, hit the thumbs up, subscribe for our channel, and help more people to find out about our brilliant show. I'll see you later. Back to traders.
Thank you very much, Valeria.
Good sales job there.
It is all about those comments. I mean, realistically, like this is all for you guys. I mean, we put those videos out there on our Market Wisdom page, and we just want to make sure they're what you guys are looking for and make them even better if you can. I want to update you on XRF. I am going to move my stop once again. Now that it's retaken the bottom, and it's very, very close to my 50-cent winner target on XRF, we got way too cute around VWAP. We rectified that problem by sitting in position and just holding for the trend rather than just messing around and hitting that home run trade. So look, we're going to get that 50-cent mark, or we're going to break back above 2 and my trail is going to be at 205. So at that point, plus slippage, we'll lock in what's likely to be a 30-cent win, which is over that 10% mark. So it's either going to be that or a 50% monster winner on XRF. I know Adam was thinking it'd go to 170. Yeah, there's a chance it could. We're getting close to noon. I like to pair off and take these winners where you can get them.
ERF that was? Yeah, Enter Plus. Yeah, wow, $2. Okay. Here we go. Disney, guys. 103.50. It made a nice little bounce here off 102.76, 102.75. I mean, call it. That was sort of an area that we bunched up here, so I do not mind the long here breaking over 103.50. So that'll be a testing spot for me coming up very soon here on Disney. We'll see if we can get that break. 103.50. We'll go a little bit long if that does happen and see if we can't capture some momentum back here to 104.20 and change as Disney. Obviously, we talked about that a lot today off earnings. I was not expecting this kind of a move. We hammered it short. Still Disney, one of my top stocks here. So very profitable day on Disney. Is my top stock. So that's been a good one. We'll see if it gets back to 104.50. Guys, let us know on the chat what your top stock is today, and we'll see if we can't go back over to it and make a little bit of play on it as we go forward. But Brendan, you have something again?
One from the clean energy space, guys. Enphase here up 15% after earnings. Aftermarket yesterday, obviously positive here. I was just noting this 48.5 area that we got above from the morning. Nice move above that all the way up to 51. Consolidating again. Going to need some volume behind this, but if we get above this 51.75 area, could give you another opportunity for ENPH, guys.
ENPH, definitely a mover. Carnival bounces off the bottom. So I was just looking at, taking a reduced size, sort of a breakout to the downside, and Carnival bounces shy of that low and looks like it wants to make another test to the top. So I'm looking at 13.18 to about VWAP. If it can fail in that range, I think maybe you look for one rollover. It's a bit easier to structure that risk trade because 13.30 is right here. So let's try that one on Carnival. If it can get up a few more pennies, I think we'll get into that price range. The market getting a bit sleepy. We're basically at flat on the ES, so it's sort of decision time for the S&P 500 futures, and you got to watch out for that. I think if you pick a direction, that can sometimes guide you in the afternoon trade. I'm going to go ahead and put the position board on for you guys with about a half an hour to go. I was mentioning in the chat I am down, and there we go. Actually, nope. Let's go fall off the earth. XRF, we get our 50-cent return on this trade. Adam, I know you're going to be talking trash to me if it goes to $1.70, but I'm out at 187 on that 237 short. 50-cent winner. I'll take it all day long on XRF. Sure, it could go more. There are lots of levels here. If you look at the pre-market action, it could roll over, go all the way to $1.40. Who knows? It's already come back from $3 and given you, a $1.10 retracement that we've been able to catch half of. Yeah, we left some on the table when we were messing around there in front of 260 and missed out on 10, 15 extra pennies. Fine, we rectified that, held on for a monster winner on XRF.
Disney, yeah, great trade. XRF, I wish I would have looked at that as well. Penny stock, well, not penny stock, dollars there. Good call there. Good call, Adam. Good call, Neil. Okay, Disney right now, we are in, and it's right at the money. So we're long 103.50 right here. You can see that's right where we're at. So let's wait to see. I still think we get near this 104, especially on this move up here. So if Disney's going to be true to its ideas here, then we should be going back to the upside. Still can't believe it's up, so I don't want to hold this thing forever in case the big boys decide to change their mind on what they want to do with Disney. So I'm just going to give this one 50 cents. We're long at 103.50. I'm going to randomly pick 103. I mean, chart-wise, there's nothing here. I just don't want to. I'm looking for 50-cent winner. I think that's good. I think we can get more than 50 cents if it does break. So I think risk-reward is here on Disney. So we'll wait for 103.50. Well, we're long 103.50. We'll wait for 103 to break. Maybe 102.90 or so on that play. If that breaks, then we'll get out of Disney and fall in a hole on that one. But it's a light position here. Just trying to make an extra little bit of cash if it does go back up to 104. And I think it's a little worth the risk here on this reporting name. 27 million shares today. Wow. Big one for Disney.
Yeah, absolutely. One other position I have on here, I was going to put the position board, but Neil's not moving, and you guys know about MVIS, so it's easy for me to just drop on over to CLVS. It did get back up above VWAP, close to that 9 even range. For some, that might have been a reload. For me, I was still looking at that 905 area. I did take shares initially when it got to 9, so we're waiting a few pennies higher than that, never really got it, but now it's right back at that bottom, so no reason for me to cover it yet. 915 was the stop. We're going to hang on to this one, looking for a flush into that 850 range and maybe catching a 40 to 50 cent return on CLVS on that short. So a couple of these retracement shorts have worked out. CLVS, we have 2 legs out, looking for the third for a 40, 50 cent winner. Brendan, what do you got?
I mentioned this one earlier, guys. Nutanix here, NTNX, still higher on the day, obviously, but 2075 acting as a bit of a wall. Looks like resistance finally for NTNX. Volume giving up the ghost here as well. So if we do get a break to the downside, 19.5 definitely possible. And then below that, 19 even. Still 16% on earnings, but Nutanix looking like it might be done, guys.
Yeah, the market's flushing down as well here. So some of these longs not doing great, including Disney, but we still do have Uber short, which is nice. So it's kind of making up for our long here on Disney, as this one looks to keep cracking down. We'll look to maybe get some more shares here at some point on Uber if I can find a decent level here. This is just a 1 minute chart. Let me crack this down to 3 minutes just to have a quick look at this as well. 3 minute, yeah, actually, this is not a horrible spot right in here. We did have some consolidation at this point. I've shorted here before and lost, so little hesitation here, but as the futures fade back down, this may be a decent spot. We still are short and quite in the money here on Uber, short 27.69, so it's a nice little 40-cent win as we're now breaking back down lower. So I do like this Uber short. I'd hold on to it, guys, if I were you guys.
Yeah, for you guys that have been asking, MVIS, it's like the long position that I'm still sitting in here. I have 118 as a price, and yeah, I know if it breaks 125, there's a lot of upside to this trade, but my stop has been at this 114 mark. 115 is a decent pivot area. You can see a couple of times we based off that price, so we got a nice little spot here. I'm just not going to let it go any further than this. So shorts on these plays have been better for me. It doesn't mean that I won't bottom pick or try to take a breakout trade. I just want to make sure that I'm controlling my stop here. So I'm only really risking, let's call it 5 cents if we get slipped a penny or two, maybe 6 at most. So I think that's the idea here. You don't want to get too far away from that. Stick to your rules. You guys keep asking where you're going to get out. It hasn't broken above VWAP, and I could take small wins. But if I'm risking 5 cents, I'm not starting to take profit off till it goes past that 5 cent mark as well. So that's my structure on MBIS. I'll probably still be in this one unless it breaks through the end of the show. No reason to get impatient when you have a game plan. I'm just going to stick to it. But it's now 11:35, and that means let's get to the European close with Valeria at the big screen.
Hey guys, welcome to the European update. Europe closed negative today, though Britain is up just as little as 0.06%. Switzerland also up 0.59%. Germany closed down 1.03%. France is down 1.06%, Spain is down 0.96%, and Russia is down 1.71%. Europe is closed, and we'll come back to it tomorrow. And for now, back to guys.
Thank you very much, Valeria. Europe is closed. These markets are still moving. Lift heading down towards its low of the day. So you are seeing relative weakness. We talked about this one already. Most of the session it's been a little bit ahead of, but when I say ahead, I mean behind because it's down more than Uber. But you're noticing it tests the lows when the futures are still holding a little bit in positive territory on the ES and solidly in positive territory if you're looking at the end of the NASDAQ, of course, still up 1%. So there is an opportunity for a bit of a bounce play. If Lyft wants to give you a shot here, I do think it's probably going to be worth it at some point. The low is 25.44 or so. If it can break back above this sort of 65 to 70 mark, VWAP or Trace gives you about 30 cents, and then you're risking about 20. A further breakout gets you this level here at 26.20. It's not that I necessarily endorse the long, but when you have a setup that just screams sort of positive return, and then maybe it's a bit oversold, we're going to have a look at it. So Lyft for me, if we continue to test to the upside, or at least bounce further in positive territory on the ES, it's going to be a break on 25.65. I'm just not going to let it go lower than that higher low. Not the low of the day for me because it's been so weak, but it has to hold that 25.50 area. So only going to risk 20 cents on this Lyft trade.
Okay, and Uber right now is all the way down as well. Oh, I want to give you guys another call here. American Airlines right now down and down big. I mean, it's 4%, but it's right near its all-time lows. Not all-time lows. This was a bankrupt stock at one point. $9.10. We've bounced off there a little bit. I think it's a good break now. Even if we do break it at this time of day, I think it's a decent call. So let's wait to see if AAL breaks through 909, and we'll put on some real risk here in the nines, evens area of AAL. What's up, Bren?
A little breakout action here, guys. Allen Lam Pharmaceuticals, this is a big one. This is a couple billion market cap, ALNY, $150. Look at the wall that was formed here all morning long at 150. Finally broke that on a huge volume spike. So nice looking breakout chart there for ALNY, guys. Earnings were decent.
ALNY, that is. I actually just put that in correctly. Some of you guys are mentioning that 120 level that we were talking about, or at least looking at earlier in Beyond Meat. It's going to make a retest here for me. My initial thought, of course, when you've already seen it slide back down and bounce off VWAP is at this time of day, I'm usually going to gamble on the short first, but you got to have a hard stop at that 120. If it gets taken out, certainly you don't want to be caught in a short, even if it's going to be a failed break. I don't think that risk to reward is worth it. So I like the rollover opportunity here on Beyond Meat. You're going to see me tested in this 119 range with a hard stop at 120, and a reversal to the long side I think is also warranted as this market tries to hold positive territory.
Yeah, I can't believe it's all the way back there, to be honest with you. I guess AAL won't crack. We did take some Uber off here. As you notice, the market rally time, right? So we're not going to be going holding our short for too long on Uber as we go. 27.30, we just took some out. So it's my only position on right now, and it's Uber short. It's 40 cents in the money. It's 27.69. I am waiting for AAL to crack here. 9.16, 9.17. It's made its move back up off that 9.10. I guess that was a great long here. 9.11. Should have tested the long first. And then regrouped it on the short. So we'll wait to see. This is not a horrible spot either to go short on AAL. I may actually just do that with a 920, 921, 925 stop. Yeah, maybe we go short here on AAL. I'm going to look at that one. Disney, unfortunately, we took some out for like a 5-cent winner, and then some out again here as it breaks through 103. So ultimately, we've been reining in the money. Disney's still my number one stock. We're not putting on big risk here, guys, at this time of day. So that was just a tester trade there. I thought we had more than $1 worth of risk. We only took a 50-cent hit. We actually took, this is basically out for flat when we saw it wasn't working. working, and then we took about half of them out for a 50-cent loser. So bad trade there on Disney, but we're still waiting for AAL to come, and I'm debating averaging in right now, hoping for that 9-10 break.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I'm going to talk about Marcus here. Good point. Look, it is, of course, dangerous to short in front of a high like 120. But when you see that sort of top get put in, as long as you have a hard stop, I know exactly what I'm risking here. It's going to be that dollar plus slippage, so call it $1.25. And if it can get anywhere close to VWAP at 116, and you're talking about an upside of $3 of a win. And if it does reject there, I think it gets at least halfway back. So the risk reward makes sense to me. The key thing is, you have to stick to your rules. You can't let it break 120 and then just sit there with your hands on your, you're sitting there twiddling your thumbs and not cover the trade because you don't want to be wrong. Losing is part of the game in trading, and if you're not willing to pay the cost of a loser, don't waste your time sitting down at the table. That's the reality here. It's just part of the game. It is a risk. Yes, every trade is, but as long as you stick to your rules, I think you'll be fine. For me, when I see that kind of a top, I missed it the first time. I'm going to try it the second time here to see if we can get another retrace. The market is very sleepy at this time as well, so making a fresh high makes it a little bit less likely. I got a hard stop at that 120. I think we're fine with it. Brendan, what do you got?
Just seeing here, guys, a little note on Occidental. If you're trading Oxy, a heads up. Apparently, they have a call underway right now. Down 7%. There's a conference call underway as we speak, guys.
Okay, Oxy, good look there.
Yeah, good
we'll
look.
see. I don't like to trade when we have conference calls, of course, but we will wait to see if that one's any news coming through there. AAL, we are now short, so get ready to rock and roll on this one. We're now short. We're going to wait to get out 923 or so on it. This is basically a good, decent level here. 925 has been the high. Let's see if we can't run this back down to 912 or so. That's the area that I'm looking at right here. So hopefully that can come through, and we'll make a little bit of money on an AAL short. But right now, it's aggressively going to the upside here. So not sure if that's going to come through or not, but AAL we've shorted now, and we're short right here at 918, so no big deal, but we are waiting for maybe this 920 and change, then regroup at 925. This might be another Uber situation where we have to take this trade a couple times, but I don't want to hold it through this 925 break, so we'll probably get out a little bit earlier, a little premature action probably on AAL, but let's just wait to see. We'd love for this thing to fall down. Come on, futures, let's get down. I think AAL's at a nice spot here, especially if we do break this 909 today. It could be fireworks to the downside, so we do have some shares here ready to rock and roll at 918. It's already a penny, 2 pennies now in the profit for us here. Let's just keep going downside on AAL, guys.
Yeah, and I'll go back to the well on NIO. Man, we've been sitting in this one forever, and again, it's only about 20% of our position that we have left on, but it is worth noting all of this resistance that it's having at that 350 mark, and yeah, I could be taking profit on a 361 short, and at some point I'm probably going to have to go ahead and do that. We're not there yet. Very, very close to, and actually there it is. As I mentioned, it was live. I could have had the stock up, but I didn't. Well, I don't know which one we're going to go with. We can go with a cry just because I'm sitting here. It's going to be the wrong shot. But there goes MVIS. Only going to be willing to risk that 5 pennies, like I said. And, the upside was once it broke VWAP, you get a run into that 140 mark, and that would have been good for us. But you have your rules. You stick to them. I'm out of that trade. I'm back to thinking it's going to be a short primarily for me. NIO will hang on to, but MVIS, that's going to be a losing trade. We work into this long, and we hold it through a test one time. The second time it breaks. If it holds a low, fine, but I'm not risking to 103. That's just not in the cards for me when I'm counter trend. I'm not going to give it that wide a berth if I'm not with the directional trade when it comes to the downward trend you've been seeing all morning long on MVIS.
Believe me, guys, we hear you about educational videos. It's just a little more work than you think just to put these videos up and get them out. So we are working on getting some of that for you. And obviously, one of the stars of the educational video would be you, Brendan Wicked.
Yeah, just a little more news on Oxy here, guys. It was earnings. Aftermarket yesterday, obviously, they reported, you can see a little bit of a spike to the upside. So a little bit of a delay on the conference call, I guess, happening right now. So they're talking about between 45,000 and 75,000 barrels per day of production being shut in by June of this year. So could be why there's a 6% negative sign in front of Oxy today, guys.
Yeah, that would make sense.
That.
Why? Okay, took some AALs out here. We're short 18s. We took some 15s there. We're going to wait to see. Now it's at 14. So this is a decent winner here. Decent amount of shares again. $9 stock. I mean, you don't trade this with like 100 shares. So we're going to wait to see. There it is. A nice little print there at 13 for us. Let's wait to see as AAL coming down. Check the futures, guys. Cha-ching. So that leads us to a nice little profit here. AAL bouncing off 12. I had a bid at 12. So we'll wait to see if 12 breaks on AAL soon to come, guys. Hopefully we can get out of this one as it breaks 9.10. That'd be pretty sweet. We're going to get some out at 12 and then wait for that 10 break and then add if it does break through 9.12. But right now, AAL nicely to the downside here. We've already taken off 20% of our trade there at 13 and 14. So let's just wait to see if it can't make a move down here. Now short 9.18. Let's just wait and see.
Yeah, just looking at where the ES bounced off of 28.65 when it just turned back to the southbound territory. What was that level? I think I heard Kevin and Arun talk about that one starting yesterday. I'm still looking for this rollover and beyond. It's still consolidation mode. I think once it gets past like 118.50, you can really start to see it roll here. You gotta be looking for at least $1.50 if you're taking this trade short at 119. I have 119.25. Closer to $2 I think is reasonable as well. Whatever you have in that range, just make sure that you're probably wanting to take profit in front of VWAP here just because it's been such a strong name. If you don't anticipate a bounce off of 116 to 116.50, I think that's being a little bit disingenuous. So for me, you'll see something in the 117 range as an out. Catch that $2. You're risking about $1. Hopefully we can get a tiny bit more than that, but it hasn't rolled yet, and the futures are basically just sitting here doing almost nothing flat. If we get any kind of a bounce to the upside, that's where you have to make sure you have your stop solidly in place. That's what I have going there. And we did take a long position, so I do have a long on, but it didn't lift. This is a bit of a bottom pick here in lift. I know it's been a weak stock all morning long. It went in the money for me, about 20 cents or so, but that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking to see if it can't get to 26 even, maybe catch a bigger win than what we had a little bit earlier. Hard stop here at that 25.50 mark, not low of the day, that higher low. I know you guys love this segment coming up. Looks like it's going to make me hungry. In Focus with Valeria.
Hey guys, welcome to In Focus, quick news updates in case you missed. Food supply chains struggle keeping up with the demand. Vendors reported that 1/5 of its US restaurants are out of beef. Groceries have gotten more expensive during the pandemic. According to the latest research, milk and produce prices jumped 10%, while egg prices jumped 30% in the US. Apple announced that its annual developer conference, WWDC, will start on June 22 and will be online only. Apple usually unveils its new product software during this conference. US services sector seeing a decline in more than a decade. The ISM non-manufacturing index dropped to 48.1 point in April from 52.5 points a month ago. That's all for today, and stay in focus. Back to guys.
Thank you very much, Valeria. That stop on lift looks like my only long could get taken out if we break 25.50. I wanted some long exposure. With the market basically flat, and I'm sitting here in Beyond short and CLVS short and Neo short, and I just wanted something that I thought could be a bounce play if we were headed northbound. So at this time of day, I don't want to be in too many positions if I don't have a little bit of a hedge, but it looks like lift might just be too weak. I'm not giving it to low of the day, and again, that's just because I'm counter trend here. That's the way that I like to trade it from a risk-reward perspective. So lift for me, if it breaks at 25.50, I'm out. Otherwise, we're looking for that VWAP or 26 even move on that one. If you guys are watching Hertz, I got out here at 301, but you can't ignore what's happening here. I mean, I got out at 11:18, and for the last half an hour, it has literally not moved. 301 bid, 302 offer. I think when it breaks out of here, if it's to the upside, you probably have a quick little scalp to make a few pennies here. If it breaks to the downside, it's going to be tricky to get in because of the short sell restricted, but I think that's worth a bit of a scalp as well. So Hertz, you can bracket this one long or short. I like it breaking either direction when it holds a range this long. It's getting a bit ridiculous. 6.5 million shares. When it goes, certainly worth it, but only if you have direct market access. Otherwise, probably not worth it to try.
Yeah, I mean, Disney upside here, wow, to the downside is the upside. So check out Uber right here, guys. This is a 70-cent winner, so boom on that one. We talked about getting some revenge on this. I just wish I still had held everything, then it would truly be revenge, but we're down here to 27. I did say we could see this again, so rewind the tape on that, guys. You'll see it coming through right now, 27 on Uber, and we're short, guys, 27.69 right now, so big win on that one. AAL also a big win right now. We got 5 cents in the money. It doesn't seem like that much, but when you're trading the shares, it is. So we'll wait to see here. I'm still waiting for 12. I believe I have a bid there, so we'll wait to see if it does come down through and hits 12, and the next spot to come 9.10 on this name. So I am loving AAL to the short side. Obviously, Uber's been crushed, so that's been a big one as well. But the other name I'm looking for there, I did see some talk on Disney. Darn it, guys, I wish we would have hit this 102.50 here VWAP. I hope you guys did for sure, because now it's back down. I'm going to look to average into a short. I'll get into a short actually very soon on Disney. 102.20 right here. I'm sitting, so if we can get short on Disney, I'll take that as well, guys.
Yeah, just watching a cars breaking up. I know you guys are talking about this one. Good look, Brennan. You just got a breakout at 6:30. You just saw it go to 660. For me, I did get out of that lift long. We talked about taking the hit on that one, lose 20 cents. But then again, when you're hedged here and I wanted to have long exposure, it does mean my shorts are now working out fantastically. We're now $1 in the money on Beyond Meat, still looking for almost double that, or at least double that on the move. CLVS is also now further working for us. Here's the flush into 850. This was the mark that we were looking for here. If you did wait to get into this one on a VWAP retracement, we talked about it here. I'm short all the way up here at 9 even, 898 actually. But if you grab this one at 885, I think it's just as good if you're in this position. 850 was sort of that target. It's right at that price here. We'll start thinking about a trailing stop once we touch that 850 mark and maybe get out in front of it or get trailed out at about 875.
And by the way, the moneymaker is back, guys. Cash register on AAL right now. We averaged into this one very, very nicely, and now getting out some 11s there. We got out some 12s, so it's been a big trade here on AAL, like we talked about. Now we just wait. Look, I mean, obviously, it's not rocket science here. A lot of people looking at this 9-10 level. Big, big buyer right here. So me debating just getting out of everything now and hoping I get the break of 9-10 here. I don't need this thing going back up. We have too many shares, so we're going to get some out here. Let's just wait to see if 912 does break first. It looks like it's 910 breaks. If that does, we'll be executed into more shares on the break. So maybe makes sense to get out of some AAL right now at 911, guys, as it's bouncing around right here.
Yeah, absolutely. What you want to do at this time of day is certainly think about taking profits, because it is close to that lunchtime mark. That's what I'm thinking over here in CLVS. Not so much in Beyond Meat. Like I said, you want to stick to your structure of this trade. You get the rollover. It's going to reject 120. Good shot that it gets anywhere close to that 117 mark where there was some chop before, and you get that $2 winner there. Yeah, Marcus, it's a good look. I like the setup here. Whether it wins or loses, I think it's one of those things. As long as you can identify a nice setup and a trade that you think will work and be profitable over a long term, and you put it on every single time, that's how you win the battle overall. Brendan mentioned ALNY. This one's really starting to pique my interest. Look, it had a breakout through 150 here. But since then, on relatively light volume, because it's only done 1 million on the day, it's had a lot of trouble continuing to go. If this were to break back below 150, it does feel like it's got some room to flush to the downside. The tricky thing here is 30-cent spread I was just looking at on ALNY, so this one could be hard to execute into without paying a bunch. So you're going to have to win minimum $1 on this trade, because you're likely paying 50 cents just to get in, plus your downside wherever your stop happens to be. So the setup looks good. Executing it looks like it's going to be very, very difficult to do without incurring too much of a cost. So I might not trade this one, even though the setup looks good. If you can't execute your plan with liquidity in the market, there is no need or no use for that kind of trade. ALNY is on the radar, but I need to see that spread tighten up, or maybe more liquidity at the level 2 price.
Yeah, right now, yeah, good. I mean, look, this has been a big show for us, needless to say. Here's Uber now. I mean, what else are you going to do here? Explode the money right here for Uber. Let's just show our positions quickly. I know it's been a while. Neil and I just sort of talking heads right now, but we'll update it. We'll put the board on here just to show you guys what we're dealing with. These are my two spots, man. AAL short 919. I've been talking about that. We've given that to you in the last little while. You saw me make the trade, hold it against me, so on and so forth. And then there's Uber 2769. That's a 90-cent winner now. So these are the two stocks that we have on right now. Very exciting for those positions, but I can't believe it. I actually thought, I look at the clock, it was like 11:20. Now I look again, it's 11:54. I guess when you got some winning trades on and making some money, time does go. So there we go. AAL with the break now. AAL with the break. Let's wait to see. We do execute More shares short now on this break. Let's go AAL. I need this one. This could be a day maker right now. AAL, let's see what happens here. Brendan, what's up?
Yeah, Tom just asking about that live person, LPSN. That was an earnings name. Yeah, really, really strong on the day still. I was just going to have a look at that INGN again, moving, looks like volume coming back. Another earnings name. So lots of individual names still to have a look at, guys.
Yeah, and we talk about it here, guys. Falling off the earth, CLVS. I did just get out in front of that 850, so you catch the 40-cent win on this name. Again, if you could have had this one at 9.10, I didn't have it till about 8.98. Certainly could have given you a 50-penny winner, but we identified 850 as our target out in front. That's what we got. We took some when it broke VWAP, and again, if you guys did have that pullback, fantastic for you. We decided to play that trend and just hang on there. So what we did with a lot of these shorts today was you just put them on, you have your stops, you have your profitability. Some of them worked out. We had a couple of trades that didn't work on CCL, but for the most part, CLVS, CPSH, Hertz worked out for us as well. Throw this one in here. Pinterest was a great stock. That was to the long side, of course. And then XRF was a monster winner there for that 50-cent winner. I do know, Adam, you were looking for a bigger target on XRF, and I'm not in this one anymore, having gotten out. But it hasn't broken too much further. The trend is fantastic. I think certainly if you want to have trailing stops or just hang on until you see a bigger move to the upside, when you're in the money deep, sometimes it's just worth it to see how far it can go. We're looking at the pre-market action. 140, 150 isn't necessarily out of the question on XRF. 50 cents was a great return, but if you can catch a buck, why not? Go for it, Adam.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, AAL here. We got some out there. I mean, it broke 9.10 there, and then we got some out there at 9.12, or was it 9.11? 9.12 there, because again, our average price is right here at 11. So we're going to wait to see. It failed the break. Normally, this is a long spot, so I'm going to get out if it does break through 9.15 right now. AAL was very profitable. We did just give some back on that break, and I'm not going to let this fail keep going up against me. So 9.15, 9.16 or so. We'll get out at 9.16, but that's going to be the out spot here for AAL, and then I'll redo the break again. Hopefully it breaks it again shortly, and then we'll take that short, and that will be the one that hopefully will go for us. But right now, I'm not going to let this go back above 9.15. Only 4 minutes left. Brendan, what's up?
Yeah, a couple of names to get through here, guys. Just posted this one, INGN, down 18% after earnings. Kind of the reverse-looking chart of that live person, LPSN. Watch 43 here. 43 has to hold. Otherwise, this thing could test lower prices. LPSN, same thing. There's, I think it's 30 or 33 or something, significant level that needs to hold. Otherwise, look out below for LPSN. Do we want to jump into earnings here, guys? We'll just shift over and have a look at what is coming up both after market today and before the open tomorrow still. Lots and lots of names to get through. Canadian Tire, Canadian name on there, guys.
Oh, good. Yeah, I mean, a little bit too much there sometimes. Look, I think there's a few names. I mean, in Canada, you might be looking at something like a Manulife or an Enbridge. Certainly, T-Mobile will be interesting for us. PayPal probably sticks out for me is on that list. What we'll probably be interested in as well. I know Apache as a name has been in play, but Sean, I think it's some of those for you. I know you're going to be all over PayPal.
PayPal, yeah, Square, I think. Square is such a great day traded stock. I love trading Square. So Square will be my little baby tomorrow. I'm pretty sure of it. Right now, AAL looking to get back to that 9-10 level. But it's been a good day trading, guys. Thank you for all the love on the chat for everybody. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. Check out our educational channel there, Market Wisdom. Like we keep mentioning, we'll be back with more on that post. And I believe I just shouted out, yeah, Mashi there. I believe it was a false breakout. So that's why we're not giving AAL too much love here back above 9.15. We'll see. I still think it goes, man. I'm still bidding 9.05, so I still think we can get at least a 9.05. If it does crash down, then we'll hold the rest for a break of even 9. So yeah, I'm a believer here in this AAL move. Let's just wait to see if it goes above 9.15. Then I think we've got to get out of that one. But yeah, it's been a great day. Square, PayPal tomorrow. There's lots on target. Canadian Tire is a Canadian company. We can look at that one. Let's look at it right now. It's CTC, I think .A, I believe, over here in the Toronto market. We don't look at Toronto. There it is. Yeah, good call. CTC.A here. Only 179,000 shares. So we'll be looking at that one tomorrow in Toronto. Valeria, what's up?
Dear viewers, thank you very much for joining us today, for all of your support and for sharing your trades with us. Subscribe to this channel and you will receive notifications when we are back on air. And we are trading live every day from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Time. A lot of people on the chat are asking about if we are live for real and if we are doing that every day. All the answers are yes. Subscribe. We are building a great trading community. Also, guys, subscribe to our educational channel and check out our VWAP video. Everyone on our chat already knows that. If you don't, go check it out now and write in the comments what do you think and what you want to make us next. And I know we promised that we'll be posting videos constantly. Guys, stay tuned. I promise soon many more videos are going to come out. And of course, hit the thumbs up, subscribe to our channels, and share the link with your friends. Also, follow us on social media. Keep writing comments, address to us. We really love to hear from you, and we love talking to you. And as usual, I'm saying with National Days today, and today is very important day, National Nurses Day. Thank you very much for all the nurses and doctors who are now helping to fight the coronavirus, guys.
Yeah, that's a great one. Let's actually hit the confetti for that, because obviously, this is trying times for everybody. You can see, we're doing social distancing here, and to everyone that certainly works in the healthcare or on the front lines, thank you for everything that you're doing. I know we have some friends that are putting themselves in harm's way, and that's what people do, and we're appreciative of that so that we can do what we love. I mean, we get to come in here and we get to trade. You guys get to trade. We have a passion for this, as you can see, and we're going to be here every single day, bringing the markets to you, bringing our trades to you. It's been a fantastic day here, except for the fact that Beyond Meat broke 120 there. So we'll end the day on a sour note for me. It looks like it could be a breakout. I hope somebody caught that. I didn't reverse to the long, but it looks like it could be another strong move for Beyond. Look, for the entire team here, I'm going to go right down the line. Valeria doing a fantastic job. We'll try to keep the mice away from you. Give a nice little wave there. You are on camera. And for our good friend Sean Katina, doing a fantastic job as always with all the trading and having a lot of fun there. I don't think we had the fruit salad look, but that's okay.
No, I couldn't get up. I was too busy today.
Yeah, sometimes it's going to happen to you. We'll get some after the show. And Brendan Wickens is always doing a fantastic job, Mr. Professional over there. And as always, I'm Neil Roberts. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Trader TV Live. We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye-bye.
Sure, it tastes like chicken.
I think it